The level, even at under-23s football, a Black Country derby is a special occasion, and this occasion is also greeted for the Premier League Cup final, effectively the FA Cup of under-23s football. Wolverhampton Wanderers against West Bromwich Albion. One change made by Wolves, we'll get to that in a second. That's the West Brom lineup, plenty of players who've had a taste of first team football this season amongst them. James Collins, at relative full strength, has made one change. Taylor Perry drops to the bench. Harvey Griffiths comes into the starting lineup. Jerson Mosquera available, having been on the bench for the first team on Wednesday night. Luke Cundle came on as a substitute against Manchester City, but such is his desire to keep playing for the under-23s, he starts tonight. And that man in your picture, Christian Marquez, the leader of the pack, hoping to be lifting a trophy in front of 2,000 travelling supporters. Anticipating more than 5,000 are in this stadium tonight, maybe close to 7. Alongside me is the former Wolves women defender Claire Hakeman. And Claire, this is a wonderful occasion to be a part of. I know you're a keen watcher of the under-23s, you've been with us at times this season in the flesh as well. But to see these lads in front of a crowd like this, what a buzz it must be for them.
Awesome, and I think for the players that are out there, it feels like a real final for the boys to play in such a huge occasion against obviously our local rivals, which hasn't happened too often.
Well, we are just about ready to go. A slight delay to kick off just because of the sheer numbers of fans trying to get into this stadium. Stand by. Derby day, cup final day. A roller coaster of emotions for sure. Fans have been in fine voice pre-kick-off. Ethan Ingram with the early throw for West Brom. Hugo Bueno, the man tracking him. That ball has gone out of play. I'll get this out of the way now. Touch wood as I say it. Wolves are unbeaten in the last 4 meetings.
Yeah, I think looking at Albion's recent form now, it looks like they have picked up a little bit and obviously just beaten the Premier League 2 champions as well.
Ingram's cross is a dangerous one. Castro's header. Marquez with the header away for Wolves and for a second time. Hodge trying to get underneath it, put back in by Teixeira and away again by Christian Marquez. Forward by Andrews. Hubner with the touch and Bueno to complete the clearance. Early pressure from the home side. Wolves having to stand firm, defend stoutly. Ingram's throw. Cleared away by Mosquera. Harkin will try and give chase. It'll be an awkward bounce for Caleb Taylor to deal with. Picked up by Chem Campbell. Gets it back from Hodge. Trying to switch the play. Lovely ball out to Lembakisa. Lembakisa trying to get past his man. Can he deliver? Good ball in. Harkin was waiting. And Albion just about clear their lines.
Yeah, what a fantastic ball that is from Chem Campbell. It was a fantastic switch of play, great touch from Lembikisa to get him behind. I expect him to be quite integral tonight. He's really impressed me over the last few weeks, and obviously he's made the matchday squad for the first team, obviously this season, which is awesome. But he's just lively, passionate. His work rate and work ethic is unbelievable.
Mosquera being chased all the way by Mo Fall. Bueno forwards to Campbell, back to Hugo Bueno, and space for the Spaniard to try and drive into. Allowed to drive in field as well. Cundle, Harkin, still a little bit behind Cundle. Now Hodge, Griffiths. Mosquera back to Harvey Griffiths, switching the play for Chem Campbell. Looking to drive at his man, causing issues. Still allowed to go. Eventually the challenge came in. Hodge. Now Hubner. Wolves seemingly settling into a nice rhythm.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of positive touches out there. A nice little, a few touches, nice little sharp interchange as well.
Hodge, Cundle. Back to Hodge. Shaw just evade him. Through for a goal kick.
I think the Wolves boys look like they're massively up for this, as you would be in a Black Country derby, and it's a huge game for the boys. A Premier League Cup game is immense, and albeit they've got another huge game on Tuesday, I think tonight's game is the one that they're thinking about. They've got to have a brilliant crowd behind them as well, so they want to show them what they can do. And many of the players that are out there on the pitch today have featured for the first team. I imagine lots of them training with the first team as well, so it's a great opportunity for them to show what they can do.
Yeah, it's a credit to the character of someone like Luke Cundle that he continues to want to be involved. James Collins said after the last game against Middlesbrough that he literally gets on the phone, messages and says, I want to play.
Yeah, I think everything that I read about Luke Cundle impresses me. I think clearly his attitude is superb. He's a brilliant professional, and it's exactly what you want from a young player, isn't it? Drive and determination to play, and he's not featured a lot of masses for the first team. He's been in amongst it, had a couple of starts in there as well, which is really positive at his age. But I think under 23s is where he can really show what he can do, get his minutes under his belt, so he's ready to do what the team need him to.
Hubner to Hodge, to Justin Hubner. Joe Hodge actually got his first Wolves goal as a late substitute in the 4-0 win last time the two teams met at the new Bucks Head back in March. There's a couple of goals for Lee Harkin, and Christian Marquez was also on the score sheet on that occasion. Saints drew 1-1 at Molineux earlier this year. Albion's turn to try and threaten. Mosquera did enough. There's Bueno.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see Mosquera tonight and see how he gets on. Obviously he started pre-season with the first team and looking like he may well be pretty well involved with them until he got injured, and obviously season curtailed again with a second injury against Spurs in the League Cup. But he really impressed me with the bits that I saw in pre-season. He looked like, very composed on the ball, strong, got a great presence as well, and I believe his attitude as well has been superb in the fact that he wants to get minutes and show what he can do and build his confidence back up. And I know Bruno's been saying things along the lines of, not to rush back, and after two big injuries, really to take his time with it and enjoy being back on the pitch.
Cundle trying to get a foot in, does win it back eventually. Griffiths for Harkin to Cundle. Campbell calling for it. Bueno racing up on his outside. Campbell still allowed to run here by West Brom. He's gone a long way. Finds Hugo Bueno. Bueno's delivery. Campbell, first touch just got away from him. Hodge, now Griffiths. In towards Campbell. Recycling via Hubner. Try and pull West Brom out of position. Mosquera. Wide to Hodge. Cundle. Wolves wing-backs are very high at the moment.
Yeah, they are. I mean, if you look at the position that Albion are sitting in, they're sitting pretty deep and wanting to absorb the pressure here. So I think we need these wing-backs to be nice and high and to get on the ball as much as they possibly can.
It's Hodge in the wide position, driving in field. Harkin back to him. That's a clever ball. Lembakisa looking for Harkin. Sliding challenge came in from Taylor.
That's well defended there, I think, for Albion, but great ball in from Lembakisa, and I think Lee Harkin was ready to pounce on that if the defender missed it.
It's been a good start for Wolves, putting pressure on. Cundle and Campbell will go over to take the set piece. Mosquera and Hubner are forwards from the back. This is Christian Marquez. Marquez having a go and unable to keep it down.
Unlucky, he had lots of time and space there as well. Just a little bit unfortunate. I mean, ideally at this early stage in the game, it'd be great to work the keeper. I think, you know, good test for the keeper on a night that you know there'll be a lot of nerves around in a huge game like this. So I think Wolves have started brilliantly. Lots of possession, lots of positive touches, and look really up for this tonight.
What do you think? I think they were setting them up for a cross, and maybe Marquez spotted an opportunity, changed his mind at the last minute.
Yeah, that's possible, isn't it? I think in that position he probably hasn't found himself in that position too much this season from centre back. So, but you take your chances. It's good to see people taking positive choices.
Wolves want an offside flag that eventually goes up against Tom Fellows. Hubner will take. Cundle back to Gerson Mosquera. Hodge, Cundle. All deflected off Ingram. Picked up by Ashworth. And Fellows, chance to run at Hubner. Hodge trying to get back there to help out. Fellows cross in and deflected and in. Turn home. It's Kevin Castro who's got it. Massive stroke of fortune for West Brom. The deflection wrong-footed Andreas Sondergaard, and he just could not adjust in time. First blood to the Baggies on Derby Day in the Premier League Cup final.
I think there's a little bit of luck in that for Albion. I don't know whether it's come off Marquez or he's tried to make the channel. He's literally spammed back and went over Sondergaard's head, but unfortunate really. I think Justin Hubner was just inches away from stopping that cross in the first place, which would have prevented the shot.
Yeah, it loops off Marquez, doesn't it? Nothing Andreas Sondergaard could do about it. You can spot that run of Castro just getting across Christian Marquez.
I think he just did enough to put him off there, didn't he? And I think there's a whole lot of luck that involves the ball going into the net. But Wednesday night I was at Wolves' moving game, and they were in exactly this position around exactly the same time. So let's hope Wolves make the difference quickly.
Yeah, the women went on to score a couple of screamers and get themselves a worthy victory. Hubner for Marquez, got to keep their cool, keep their composure.
Yeah, definitely. I think the crowd will get behind Albion now, but Wolves have just got to keep doing what they've been doing. You can see, I mean, the back line there of Albion, it's like a line at a bank of five.
Here comes Campbell, now Cundle, Campbell again, still allowed to run. Chem Campbell having a go, brilliant save, and just palmed away from the waiting Luke Cundle.
Keeper's done a great job there of really palming it away far enough, because it was going to be a straight tap in for Cundle there. It's the type of goals that he's been scoring in the last few weeks as well, isn't it? Following it through into the box, but great play from Campbell, taking it to him. Great strike as well. Unlucky really.
Yeah, he's been in wonderful goal scoring form, Luke Cundle, as has this man Lee Harkin. Just can't quite keep the ball in. Harkin has 4 goals in his last 5, going further back 7 in his last 10. Cundle with 5 goals in his last 4 appearances, 8 goals for the campaign.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? Especially like starting the midfield, starting the campaign really as an out-and-out midfielder, and really is starting to push on and add a little bit more to his game as well, which is great to see.
Marquez, big brave header, he will get the free kick. No one ever said it was going to be easy.
No, it's a Black Country derby, isn't it? They're not going to lie down, and you know, you have a bit of luck and a bit of scrappy goals in there as well. So it's really how they bounce back now and how they react.
Mosquera. Hodge, who pulled out wide. Lembakisa. There was a grip on his shirt. Referee agreed.
Yeah, I think as soon as the ref can see there's a handle on the shirt, you're going to get the free kick pretty much. And it was visual to us up here on the gantry, so I'm pretty sure the ref from 5 metres could see it.
Adam Herchek is the man in charge. Mosquera and Hubner and Marquez all forwards from the back. Griffiths providing a bit of added height as well. Can Cundall pick one of them out? West Brom's defensive line just out of your picture on the edge of the box. In comes Cundall's delivery. No one could quite make a sweet connection, and Bueno will settle for the throw.
Just a little bit behind, I think, that free kick, unfortunately.
Just need to be in that corridor of uncertainty.
Yeah, I think so. You've got to be like in between the point of testing the keeper.
Cundall. Lovely run, brilliant stuff. Cundall, oh, he tried to be unselfish and pick out Chem Campbell, and the chance was there to go it alone.
I'm not sure why he's not hitting with his left foot. He's done literally all the hard work, and they've kind of stepped aside for him. But it's such a great position. He was there to just slide in with his left foot.
Absolutely sliced his way through there, Luke Cundall.
He's finding some great positions though already. You can see that they don't quite know who's meant to be responsible for him either. He's sitting in between the midfield line and their back line as well. And you know, he's got acres of space in there then to receive the ball and take it on a little run into the box. Hopefully
see a bit more of that.
Yeah,
as the game progresses.
Definitely, and it's great to see him like playing positively, enjoying his football, and you know, getting these moments and the games that they've got themselves into. The 23s is fantastic.
Another free kick for Wolves, so it might be a goal down, but we've seen them have powerful runs from Campbell and from Cundall so far. Marquez to Hubner. Hodge popping up on the left this time. Seems to have a bit of a licence to roam and find pockets of space, no matter where they might be. Albion very deep. Hubner looking for Lembakisa. Ashworth's header. Castro coming away with the ball, but Lembakisa with the foot in.
Yeah, good recovery from Lembakisa there. I thought he could maybe getting in behind him, but yeah, he battled back to win the ball back for us. Just need to keep that composure now. I think it's tough in these kind of games. You know, the nerves, you can now hear the Albion fans getting pretty loud in there. But, you know, we're playing some great football, and we've created already a couple of great opportunities.
And here comes Harkin, trying to get another started. Cundall goes for Bueno. Bueno going past Ingram. Finding support from Hodge. Into Cundall. Cundall with the diagonal ball, looking for the run of Lembakisa. Was the right idea, just not quite the execution.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on the ball, but you know, it's the right idea, and you want to get Lembakisa in behind it on the ball. I mean, he's just such a threat in that position when he's driving on. He's got it all really. But you know, I think it's still been a positive start for us. I think the one thing that you'd have to say is that, you know, these sort of games, Black Country derbies, it doesn't always come down to ability. It sometimes comes down to who's going to battle for it as well. So Wolves have just got to keep switched on, keep playing their football, and the chances will come along.
Yeah, you need that stroke of fortune, as West Brom had in their goal. Hopefully fortune will favour Wolves as the game progresses. Wolves won an offside flag. It eventually goes up against Mo Farl.
I think the noise of the Wolves fans will just, you know, really get the players going as well. The fact that they can hear all the fans chanting. They might be 1-0 down, but you know, they're still very much behind the team, and the ability's there. You can see it in, you know, in abundance. There's every position. It's like, you know, it's a great game to watch, but we want to see chances. We want to see goals. We want to, you know, we want to see us on the ball in positive positions. So I think the next 10 minutes could be integral. You know, we've still got half an hour of this half. It's still early days.
Here's Marquez. I was going to say, best thing to happen for the neutrals watching this was Albion scoring first, but there were no neutrals watching this. Here's Campbell. Hodge. It's an inviting delivery, and goalkeeper did well.
Yeah, it's unlucky, but in great position to be in. Decent ball in from Hodge, testing the keeper. It was in the keeper's favour, and Lembakisa, nothing in that challenge on the keeper, pretty much just stood his ground in the end. But still got to be in the position to have it, if the keeper spills it. So again, a bit of positive play from Wolves. We've just got to be a bit patient with this one.
Reece Hall's long pass. Andreas Sondergaard. And find Christian Marquez. Hodge to Mosquera. Look how high outfield Lembakisa is, really trying to cause issues for that West Brom defensive line. Sinolo Ngapisi, the man who's forced backwards to track with him.
Yeah, I think it makes it tough, doesn't it, for Albion to defend? We become a top four almost then in that position, with Kundal probably just dropping in between the midfield and the attack. So, but lots of options, and I think that's the thing with Albion. They don't quite know. We've got threats all over in that top four as well.
Marquez looking for the ball through to Chem Campbell. Flagger stayed down. Campbell infield to Kundal. Back to Campbell. Now Hodge. Campbell's little pass looking for the run of Harkin. You could see what he was trying to do.
It was a little bit too precise, wasn't it, in the end? I think he was trying to find that perfect ball through. I think you've got to keep a possession game going in the final third. We're finding decent amounts of space in there. It's just about finding the right pass to try and then create the chance to work the keeper.
Wolves still trail by a goal to nil in the Premier League Cup final from the Hawthorns. It was a toss of a coin that decided which side had home advantage. It was always going to be difficult to try and fit it in with all the games going on at Molineux, with obviously Man City on Wednesday, Norwich to come on Sunday. Under 23s in Premier League 2, Division 2 playoff semi-final on Tuesday. It's a long way offside for Tom Fellows.
It's literally crazy, isn't it, when you looked at how many games they've had to slot in. But it's fantastic, isn't it? You look at, obviously, Wolves women with 2 major games, under 23s, 2 major games to come. It's fantastic, and it tells you this one-pack approach that Wolves take up is actually, factual. Everything is supported in such a great way from the club that it's great to see. It's unbelievable that under 23s have got, tonight's a great opportunity for them in a huge game, and then, same again on Tuesday, which will be a brilliant occasion down at Molineux.
Campbell finding Lembakisa. Here's Kundal. Now Chem Campbell. Fancies having a go, and it wasn't far off at all. And just try to be careful they don't try and force it a touch.
Yeah, I think that's the problem, isn't it? When you're 1-0 down, it's a local derby, you want to kind of get back on track as soon as you possibly can. I mean, it wasn't a million miles off, but you want to get some shots on goal, but we really need to work that keeper as well. I think that's the keeper component. But great little run again from Lembakisa. I love how aggressive he is when he gets on the ball. He's so positive with what he does. Really positive first touch and gets after it. He's a great player to watch.
Griffiths, nice footwork. Hodge for Bueno. Now Chem Campbell. Harkin waits in the penalty area. Campbell, well, he thought he was fouled by Ethan Ingram. Referee disagreed. Marquez header. Griffiths for Hodge. Bueno to Campbell. West Brom very deep again as Kundal tries to orchestrate an opportunity. Hodge decides to try and switch it. Now West Brom can try and push up. Claire Hankman mentioned it's a bank of 5 and then a bank of 4. West Brom protecting what they have.
Yeah, I think that will probably be in their game plan. I think they'll probably be thinking about nicking a goal and then kind of sit back and absorb a little bit of the pressure, but try and maybe break out when they win it back. But there's a lot of luck in their goal, to be honest. I think Wolves have just got to be patient and keep possession. Lots of interchange, there's lots of little pockets of space in between the lines, so I'm sure the chances will come.
Yeah, it's going to need players like Hodge and Cundle, potentially Campbell, slightly different type of creativity.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of creative options, isn't there? Whether it's even the wing backs with Bueno and Lembikisa as well. So, and plus a little bit of physicality and a lot of quality in there as well with Hodge and Griffiths in the midfield. So the chances, I'm sure, will come along. It's just about being a little bit patient, not forcing it like you said before.
Lembikisa running into the challenge. Away by Castro.
I think apart from their goal, they haven't been massively in our final third at all, really. Most of the players been us in possession and obviously in their final third, but equally that doesn't win cup finals, does it? I think you've got to get that goal as well.
Hodge to Harkin, who's looking for Lembikisa. Hodge trying to switch the play towards Bueno. Ingram's header out. The Wolves were the favourites. We finished second in Premier League 2 Division 2. Albion firmly in mid-table, with 12 points behind Wolves in the end. Had one of the leakiest defences in the Premier League 2 campaign as well. Only Reading and Newcastle conceded more goals, but they did finish top of their group in this Premier League Cup.
I think they had a couple of decent wins in that as well, didn't they, against Fulham and Derby, so it looked like they'd picked up points.
Campbell's gone for goal! Oh, brilliant! So close to sneaking into the top corner.
He's driven him from nowhere. I mean, he's such a threat, isn't he, when he's like that on the turn and, gets the chance for a strike and gets his shot away.
We can conjure something up from nothing, and that was not far away at all. Just rippled the net as it went past, unfortunately the wrong side.
I think these are opportunities that we need to take, but actually he's created that himself, really. He looked like he was looking inside for somebody to show their feet, and then actually thought, I've got a bit of time here, I'm going to have a shot. And I think Albion are giving us enough opportunities. When they've won the ball back, they seem to give it pretty much straight back to us, so this game is there for us.
Wolves have seen plenty of the ball in this first half so far. Albion trying to threaten the second though, as Ingram goes on the outside of Bueno. Hodge in the right place to clear.
Shame there wasn't just a bit of chat there to Hodge, that he had a little bit of time, he could have took a touch. It's easy to say after the event, but it's a good way of getting possession back, just a bit of communication to get a touch on the ball and sort of start to play out again. Great pressure though to Wolves pushing back to their goalkeeper, so.
Lembikisa just getting caught underneath the ball. Ashworth. Lembikisa trying to hold him up where he is. Eventually he got support from Teixeira. Such is the rarity of West Brom possession so far. They're applauding passes and balls go straight to Marquez. Now Cundle on the turn. He was looking for Harkin, he was just a little bit behind him.
I don't think he quite expected it, did he? It was almost directly at him rather than into the space he was running into. I don't know whether he wanted it to feet or into the space, but he found another little pocket of space, Cundle, and that's what he's doing really well so far, and finding those little pockets.
First 26 minutes has absolutely flown by.
It's been a good watch. I think we could do with a few more chances, but I think we've dominated pretty much. But obviously the stats don't lie, and the score's 1-0 to Albion, so it's looking for different ways and solutions to come back.
Yeah, it's been good to see Wolves having a go from distance, but they will feel like the percentage chance of one of those flying in is harder to come by than opportunity, a real class opportunity in the penalty area, like West Brom created, in fairness to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Kundal chance where he's running and, you know, overplayed it into Campbell's feet, I think that was a hell of a chance, and that shows you that you can get into the position. So I think they just need to, you know, work those little moments a little bit sharp into play. You know, it was one of our goals against Middlesbrough was just like that.
Here's Campbell. He's managed to get away from Andrews. Chem Campbell, and this time the goalkeeper again is equal to it, Ted Can. Bueno is still down here off the ball. Castro up against Mosquera. He landed really awkwardly, Hugo Bueno, and Mosquera's been told to stop play to allow his teammate to get a bit of treatment.
I'm going to touch the ball then before it got out of play, but yeah, good recovery from Mosquera there. Actually, it was looking a little bit tight, but yeah, it's just frustrating, isn't it? Really, we're getting some little chances now. We could have done with a bit of luck there. That was a great little run from Campbell. Got his shot away. You know, it didn't ricochet to one of our men. It ricocheted out for them to clear pretty easily.
And looking down, James Collins very frustrated with the officials for the challenge that saw Hugo Bueno land awkwardly. He went up in the air for the header and just seemed like his opposite number just moved his body underneath him, so he came down relatively horizontal and a heavy landing.
Yeah, it's always a nasty one, isn't it? That takes the wind out of you, but he looks like he's sitting up, and hopefully he'll be good to carry on. I think he's been superb over the last few games that I've seen, so massive outlet for us down this left-hand side, so hopefully he'll be fit to carry on.
Yeah, 3 goals in his last 4 appearances for Hugo Bueno. He's 19 years of age now. He's unfortunate, really. He was making a name for himself in pre-season, impressing Bruno Lage, and then pulled his hamstring in one of the final pre-season games against Coventry, and took him a good couple of months to get himself back ready.
It's pretty much the same story as Mosquera, isn't it? The same day. Coventry was, I hope we're not playing them this pre-season. We'll leave that one. But yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? It's amazing the part that injury has to play in players' careers, of, you know, the wrong time, wrong place could, you know, take out a season for them. So but you know, he's a superb player. He's come on and he's finishing the season brilliantly, and you know, his stats are great over the last few weeks. So, and two big games here for him to prove his point and show his worth for the next pre-season.
Albion sportingly giving possession back to Wolves. Breno's back on the field, and that's a very good pass to find Kundal, and here is Hugo Bueno. And that's a great ball in, Harkin's header, Wolves are level! Look at the delight on Lee Harkin's face! What an inviting cross in by Hugo Bueno, who'd only just come back onto the field having been getting treatment. He's delivered a delicious cross in, and Lee Harkin, in unbelievable goal-scoring form, adds to his tally.
That was an unbelievable goal. What a ball from Christian Marquez to find Kundal in a hole, probably a 40-50 yard pass. Perfect then position to get in behind with Bueno. That's when we've opened them up, and a fantastic delivery and a great header. Fantastic team goal that is. 3 touches from centre back through.
So inviting, that delightful ball from Hugo Bueno. And Lee Harkin, 9 goals for the season now, 5 in his last 6 appearances. That new 1-year contract he signed in April, well worth it.
Just a great space there. I mean, it's a fantastic delivery, but a great space. He worked his room really well, found his space in between the 2 centre backs, which was brilliant, and a great header as well.
Might just have spotted a little bit of afters between Hugo Bueno and Ethan Ingram there. Bueno maybe a little bit riled up, but it contributed to a superb assist for him.
It's what he's been doing over recent weeks, isn't it? It's great ball into the box. He had acres of space, but I think that came from like the delivery from Marquez into the centre, and really carved Albion open, created so much space for ourselves.
It's feisty in the Black Country derby.
You expect nothing less, do you?
Andrews with the delivery. It's a deep one, all the way through to Taylor. That'll be a goal kick though. Comes from pretty decent footballing stock. Caleb Taylor, his father, Martin Taylor, had a very good top-level career. Played for Blues and Blackburn. He was a big man as well. His nickname was Tiny. 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, centre back.
Yeah.
Centre back. Yeah, I remember.
Look at his son compared to Lee Harkin there. There's a slight height differential, but it just goes to show that if you've got clever movement and a good footballing brain like Lee Harkin has, you can still find an opportunity. It's a second-headed goal he's got in a couple of games actually.
It's brilliant, and like I said, there wasn't actually that much in between the two defenders.
Here goes Harkin. It's opened out for him, and he'll slide it into Cundall. Cundall back for Lee Harkin. Maybe took just one touch too many. Griffiths trying to strike it. Comes out to Bueno. Now Campbell. Hodge fancying a go and tamely through to Ted Can. Just that final pass from Harkin, just a little bit behind Cundall, and from there really the opportunity had gone.
Yeah, definitely. I think if he could have just played it slightly more into the space rather than into his feet, I think he'd have been through for his own shot on goal. I think it kind of set it straight up to him where he just had to tap it back to Harkin, but it was still great play, driving on. I think there's lots more opportunities to come for us here.
Mosquera thought about flying in and then wisely chose not to. Griffiths tracking with Castro. Castro's ball tamely through to Sondergaard. It's very much game on here at the Hawthorns.
Yeah, it's really well set up, isn't it? I think the fact that we've come back into the game, worked really hard, and also played extremely well. I think the chances will keep coming. We look dominant, but I think having Albion have already obviously gone one goal up at the start of the game, they are a threat, so you can't take your chances.
Connell's ball, Lemberkisa's run, Harkin waiting for it, a little bit behind him, but they'll get the corner.
Yeah, I think you'll take that. I think Lemberkisa, you only really had Lee Harkin to hit there at the near post. Maybe there was an option coming towards the back post there, but sometimes I'd like to see him just keep driving into the box and see what happens. They're either going to pull you down or you're going to create an opportunity for somebody else on the rebound.
Cundall just waiting for Marquez and Mosquera to join Hubner forwards from the back. One arm in the air, Cundall to deliver. It's towards Mosquera, it nearly hit Griffiths, comes through to Bueno, and Bueno saw his opportunity.
I think he just saw, his eyes lit up, didn't he? He saw it bouncing just towards him. He just needs to hit. You need to work the keeper in those scenarios, but it's an easy one to lash at as well, and you can see why he'd be tempted by it.
Again, Mosquera wasn't far from it. Hugo Bueno. He made the right choice a few moments ago. Wolves back on level terms. So Wolves with around 2,000 supporters filling the away end. That was the reason for the delay in kickoff, that there were so many supporters trying to get into this stadium.
It's brilliant, the volume of noise as well that they're creating. It's like a proper away day here. It's
chance of you've only come to see the Wanderers as well from the away end.
It might well be the case. I think we dominate in here, and they might well have just come to see us. I think in these positions, I think it's clear, ability-wise, from what you've seen in this first 36 minutes or so, is the Wolves are dominating, but it means nothing in a local derby.
No, and it will be interesting to see whether Wolves can maintain this for the full 90. I say they are, in terms of league form, were the favourites coming into it. Expectation levels high with the way they've been playing as Hubner and Fowler getting involved in a bit of nonsense, and Bueno this time playing peacekeeper.
just move him away from the player as quickly as you possibly can. You don't want anything silly in this to, you know, take one of the teams down to 10 men, and it changes the nature of the game completely. So you've got to keep your heads in these positions.
Well, Chem Campbell did get sent off in the 1-1 game at Molineux earlier in the season. Allowed West Brom back into the game on that occasion after Campbell had put Wolves in front.
I think it's the most important thing, isn't it, as they're young professionals going into the game, is managing your behaviour on the pitch as well. And from what I've seen, they do a great job of doing that. But sometimes in the heat of the moment, isn't it? Sometimes you make a rash decision. So just keeping your heads in this sort of game. You 1-1, you're very much in the game. You don't want anyone to be sent off, and it ruins the game, and the game plan has to change completely.
Hubner to Marquez. Good ball out to Hugo Bueno. It's a bit of a heavy touch, but at least Ingram wasn't allowed to get going, and the assistant referee decided the whole of the ball had gone out there a little bit earlier.
I don't think so.
Early on the flag.
I don't think the whole ball had gone out, Mikey. I think it was spinning nicely on the line.
A very fortuitous view from the gantry. The Hawthorns. Hopefully there wasn't too much about it. This is foul. Larkin couldn't steal it. Fellows. Still trying to find some space. Teixeira. Cross came in from Hall. Not the best of clearances, but that was a wild effort from Jamie Andrews.
I think Wolves have just got to be a little bit careful, haven't they? I think it's clearing that first ball. There's been a few times where we could have taken our time or done a better job of clearing it out of the box and gifting them with a little bit of an opportunity there. So just a bit about that composure in the box, and obviously there's a bit of pressure on this game, so it's understandable people will be nervous. It's just about managing themselves and staying as composed as they can.
Hubner to Kundle. Hubner's ball forwards, intercepted by Taylor. Now Ingram choosing to cross from deep. Marquez with a very good header, having to duck down at the last minute.
It's a great header, that, I think, as well. It was such a low one that you worry you're going to get your arms out of the way to try and hit it off your own arm and give away a penalty potentially. But yeah, he dealt really well with that. I think we've got to be really careful about how many crosses we're letting them get into the box. They're a tall team, we've got a lot of presence in there, so it's a bit of a risk for us to give them too many opportunities to get the ball in the box.
Bueno, here's Kundle on the overlap, 2 in the penalty area and more arriving. This is Campbell, twisting and turning. Cross nearly found its way through to Lembakisa. Castro, Griffiths challenging. And was Harkin making a nuisance of himself.
I think he's a little bit generous, but I think he'd had his shirt on the first time, so it's always going to get given.
And it was very clever defending there from Wolves, where Tom Fellows for a second looked like he wanted to chase that, and Christian Marquez closed the door, quite literally stepped across him, said, "You're not going past me."
Yeah, I think it's good defending. I think Albion, every time they seem to get a bit of decent possession, they seem to give the ball back to us, which is really kind of them. But you'd want to see them come for us a little bit more, because actually I think if the game opens up a little bit, I think we could really push on and get more goals.
Yeah, this man could be the key to it. Campbell finding Hodge. Marquez. Joe Hodge again. Bueno, space for Kundle to turn. This is where Albion will feel they're in trouble, but Fender Taylor got the block on it. Castro for Teixeira. Good pressure from Hubner.
I think when Kundle gets into those areas, you've got to have Harkin and Campbell and Bueno, I think it was then. They've got to find an opportunity where Kundle can then play them in or spin in behind or take the defender away so he can run on himself.
Taylor. Down to Ingram, blocked off by Bueno. Last couple of minutes of the first half have been draining emotionally for a lot of those players. They'll be into that phase now where thinking, let's see the job through until half-time.
I think so. You want to keep your concentration levels up going into half-time, and you know, 1-1s after being 1-0 down is a good result at half-time, and I still think we're on top in this game.
Now then, Hubner. That was a crunching challenge on Teixeira.
I think he's just mistimed his header, hasn't he, slightly?
The throw was there to go for. And he went flying in there, Justin Hubner. And he might be a bit of a lucky boy here. He's been given the benefit of the doubt by the officials.
I'm sure the intention wasn't there to hurt the player. I don't know whether it's a bit of a size match-up there.
When he was in the under-18s, he was described to me, and I've always remembered it, as ultra-competitive.
Well, he definitely wanted to get the ball. I think that was definitely the aim of the game. A bit unfortunate for the Albion player, and maybe a little bit lucky there for us, but...
So the story goes, he was invited to train with the first team for the first time, and as many players might take it easy, Justin apparently didn't, and wasn't asked to train with the first team for quite a while afterwards. Make up your own mind what that means.
Just physical and taking the game to him, isn't he? Making his mark.
Bueno trying to make his mark. Nice ball in, Lembakisa arriving. Again, just maybe a little bit behind him. He never looked fully in control of it.
I think he was just desperate to try and spin it and get it back round onto his right foot, but actually coming inside would have been the one.
Well, one back by Lembakisa. Now Kundal. Lembakisa again. Harkin had come short for him. No one in the penalty area at the moment. He'll go back via Mosquera. Hubner to Griffiths. Trying to pick out the run of Lembakisa. Good ball. Lembakisa again didn't quite have full control, but Wolves at least get the throw this time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's a little bit tired after his previous run by the looks of him, but I think he's it's a great position to be in. It's a decent run, good ball by Griffiths. Just kind of took his eye off the ball as it came through to him.
4 minutes being added on. Long old wait here for the ball to be returned. So Lembakisa with the throw. Kundal's done well to keep that in. Campbell was trying to bring it down. Griffiths to Mosquera. Look how composed the under-23s are. Nobody seemingly feeling rushed. Comfortable enough, even with Albion players closing in.
It's great to just see them want to be on the ball, and you can just see that they don't want to give the ball away cheaply. They don't want to lash it up the corner. They want to, they want to stay on the ball at all times, and it's great to see.
Marquez, Hodge, Bueno. It's back to Hodge, spotting the run of Harkin. It's intercepted by Ingram. Griffiths putting the pressure on and forcing the mistake from foul. Hodge to Hubner. Campbell. Bueno down the line for him. Kundal in field. Harkin. was a nice first touch, and fortunate that Albion just had the player around on the cover. So Shearer will get the free kick.
I imagine Albion might try and get this ball forward. There's a couple of minutes left, but
Shearer just maybe struggling here a little bit. Referee's offered to help him up. Eventually takes it at the second offer and then trying to stretch back out again.
I'm not sure the ref had any choice, really.
It's kind of him, wasn't it?
It was kind. It's good to be kind.
Not on Black Country Derby Day.
The ref's neutral, mate. The refs are neutral.
Well, there's not too many others in the stadium that will be offering the hand. Renault's done well. Campbell still allowed to run. Powerful runner, Chem Campbell. Eventually found his route through, blocked.
It's a good little run. He just lost his feet at the end, but great spin to get, gained us some yards. It's a bit, if it was in an NFL, you'd be happy with that. But yeah, I think they're just going to see it through to half time.
Farl, other ideas. Ashworth, Castro, Ashworth again, and Mosquera. Good challenge, maybe one last breakaway for Wolves here. He's managed to find Cundle, and Mosquera has set off on the far side. Cundle coming left instead. He's carried the ball an awful long way. This is superb from Luke Cundle. Now he needs a bit of support. Gets it from Chem Campbell. Oh, now then, that's a free kick. Very close to being inside the penalty area. And this is a big opportunity right at the end of the half. In added time.
It's a great break. A lead. Yeah, great break from Luke Cundle, wasn't it? Just driving on, really taking the ball to them, trying to make things happen. Filled the box as well, Wolves, which is great. Probably 30 seconds left on the clock when that move started, and we're still throwing numbers in the box, which is great to see. But this is a hell of an opportunity now to close the half on a positive one.
Cundle and Campbell, the two men discussing what to do next. Albion have pulled everybody back. 5 gold shirts in the penalty area and 2 waiting on the edge of the box. Should this ball spill out to them, will Campbell have a go for goal here? Cundle moving away. Campbell going towards the near post. Cundle tried to get a flick on it, and that is the final action of a brilliantly intriguing, interesting first 45 minutes. Albion got themselves the advantage. Kevin Castro with a touch of fortune, his effort looping off Christian Marquez and over the top of Andreas Sondergaard. But Wolves dominating the possession, creating all the opportunities really. Many of them were from distance, maybe a touch overplaying at times, but eventually Hugo Bueno's cross and a brilliant header by Lee Harkin sees the teams level at the break, Claire Hakeman.
Yeah, I think it's a great half from Wolves. I think we've taken the game to them. I think although we went 1 goal down, we didn't lose our heads. We kept playing and driving away and creating opportunities. So if we do the same in the second half, hopefully the chances will come and the opportunities. But it's a local derby, and we know that things don't necessarily always go as it looks. And despite dominating, you've got to get the ball in the back of the net to take the game. But I think it's been a superb half and lots of positives to take. And
second half, Wolves will be playing towards their supporters, which hopefully may be a factor in the rest of this game. At the break, Albion 1, Wolves 1. Fascinating first 45 minutes. Those the two goals that we have seen so far. What will be in store for us in the second 45? If they can't be separated, it'll be extra time and then penalties. I'm Mikey Burrows, Claire Hakeman alongside me here at the Hawthorns. Wolves will be attacking the away end in the second half. 2,000 travelling Old Gold supporters who will be willing this James Collins team to continue the possession and territorial dominance that they had in the first period. They start again afresh.
Yeah, the fans have been great, haven't they? They've made so much noise. They've really made it an occasion for the boys, and I think they did brilliant in the first half. I think it's now about seeing how we set up for the second half and see how Albion set up as well, because I imagine they might be a little bit tighter to us. So let's see what happens. I think it was in a fantastic first half, and hopefully this half we can really take it to them and create some more chances and get a few more goals.
Just made a little tweak at the moment. Albion, Kevin Castro's gone to the right and Tom Fellows to the left. Going to switch sides at half-time.
I think they'll be trying to limit our opportunities. I think they'll be pretty much aware that they haven't created many chances for themselves, and we've dominated the possession, so they'll be, looking to make opportunities and make changes for themselves.
Kundal, Lembakisa. He's been allowed to turn there. Engapesi. And he gets support from Kundal. Now Griffiths. Kundal. Couldn't find a route through. Ted Can is the Albion goalkeeper. Their back three of Hall, Taylor and Engapesi. Ingram, Teixeira, Andrews and Ashworth across the midfield. Fellows, Fowle and Castro their front three, although it's really been a 5-4-1 in truth for the majority of the game. Wolves with Sondergaard in goal, Mosquera, Marquez and Hubner, Lembakisa, Griffiths, Hodge and Bueno, Kundal, Harkin and Campbell.
Hundle's been so important as well, hasn't he? I'm just already watching him take up that position in between the two, really wanting to get on the ball as much as he possibly can.
Marquez spotted the run of Campbell. Teixeira there ahead of Harkin. It just feels like half-time has just settled all the crowd down a little bit, and everyone's just waiting to see the blue touch paper relit for this second period.
Yeah, definitely. I think the crowd will get behind them, you know, as they create opportunities, and they've been pretty much noisy all night. But from probably both sides as well in that. It's a local derby, isn't it? And we haven't had one for a long time, apart from obviously Wednesday night when Wolves women beat them in the week. But we're hoping for the double here.
Yeah, Wolves were very successful against West Brom in the derbies this season. That's where the under-23s 4-0 win at the new Bucks Head. Technically, Telford's Stadium was the Albion under-23s home ground after Wolves moved to Agborough, Kidderminster a couple of seasons ago. Good pressure by Harkin, and it's unfortunate little run through. Caleb Taylor didn't quite know that Harkin was as tight to him as he was.
I think he's so tenacious, isn't he? He does chase everything down, and his work rate's immense. You know, you see him chase back to deep, he almost into a defensive position to try and win the ball back for the team, which is great to see.
So it was 1-1 at Molineux between these two this season. 1-1 at Agborough last season, and Wolves won 4-2 at the home of Birmingham County FA. We were still effectively in lockdown, but football had restarted. A couple of goals for Theo Corbeanu in that game. There's Hugo Bueno trying to get on the end of that pass. Taylor out there with him. Bueno's done well though. Support from Campbell. He was looking for Cundall, didn't get enough on it. He's fighting to try and win possession back. I don't think Taylor realised he could have let that go for a goal kick. Look at Bueno's tenacity.
It's a great battle in there, isn't it? And you can tell it's a local derby. I think in front of the away fans, maybe the Albion defenders lost his head a bit there. Like you say, he could have let it roll out for a goal kick, but great tenacity from Campbell and Bueno to try and win the ball back for us.
Trying to force their way through. Bueno looking for Cundall. That'll be a Wolves throw again, and Albion struggling just to get out from a tight area at the moment.
Yeah, it's amazing what Bueno can do with just the tightest of areas to make something happen. It's great to see. It's very much like Aït-Nouri, isn't it, for the first team? But just made, you know, he's tenacious. He's a really skillful fullback.
Hodge to Hubner. Marquez. Lembakissa's out wide, waiting for a pass. It went to Mosquera instead. Marquez finding Hodge. It's very clever the way Wolves have worked their midfield tonight, with Griffiths just sitting centrally and allowing Cundall and Hodge just to move themselves around, find the space, stretch the Albion side as much as possible. It's not easy to break them down when you've got a bank of 5 and a bank of 4.
No, definitely. I think like exactly what you said there, just watching Hodge and Griffiths on the ball, following, finding the space.
This is where they can have joy. Chem Campbell, superb run, just ran out of space. Bueno's delivery, and that's comfortable for the goalkeeper. Always able to use his height advantage over Lee Harkin.
It's the position you want to see Campbell in, isn't it? The ball at his feet, driving into the penalty area. He does seem to, you know, get some great opportunities and make things happen with his pace and you know, drive and determination to get in there.
Panic there on the West Brom defenders.
Well, nobody wants to foul him. Once he's run into the area, it's just the best position to be in as an attacking player, because, you know, any sort of contact could bring him down and win them a penalty.
Teixeira to Taylor, under pressure from Cundall. Flick on by Ingram. Hubner, that was a heavy pass back to Sondergaard. Mosquera did well, ball has stayed in.
I think he was under a decent amount of pressure there, wasn't he? So you kind of want him to clear his lines in that position with, you know, not much opportunity to play out, but they were a fairly risky back pass there, but Sondergaard dealt with it well.
Time for Hodge to turn. Campbell back to Bueno. Mosquera to Marquez. Now Hubner. There's a real kind of anticipation in the air as everyone's seemingly waiting.
It's a local derby, isn't it? It's kind of what you kind of almost want to do. Who's going to step up in this half? Who's going to make things happen for us?
Condell. Lembakisa. Condell again. Griffiths for Marquez. Hodge. Bueno making the run ahead of him. That's the option to Campbell. Campbell again finding space. Oh, Harkin now then asking the question. Maybe just a collision with the ball long past them.
Yeah, I think he almost made that ball from Campbell, which I don't think was a great ball. Kind of nearly made it good.
I think it might have been more of a foul for West Brom than a penalty shout, let's be honest.
It's always worth a shout though, Mikey, you never know.
Not that we're biased on Wolves TV.
Not at all. Not at all.
Fairly even in terms of guilt so far in the game.
I'm not saying anything now. I think, you know, we're here for Wolves today, aren't we? I think we've, you know, the boys have done brilliantly so far, but you know, you still keep forgetting, you know, we stood at the Hawthorns here today and we want to finish the job off.
Ingram being held up by Bueno. Hubner read the danger.
We're only 10 minutes in, aren't we? But it just feels a little bit more even, I would say, the way that this half has started.
Yeah, it was easy for West Brom to be deep. Oh, Harkin stolen it. Now trying to get Condell away. Albion desperately trying to get players back. Mosquera's racing up on the outside. Condell might go it alone. Comes towards Griffiths. Couldn't quite get his foot wrapped round it. And a massive opportunity goes begging. Caught in two minds, Luke Condell. You could see it. Looking around, where was the support? Where was it coming from? You can see Mosquera driving forwards out of nowhere. He tried to find him, Condell. Again, it's the second time in the game where you're thinking, Luke Condell, strike it yourself.
I think it was exactly that. I think obviously Mosquera was the decoy runner and he needed to get his strike away just a little bit earlier. He was waiting and waiting, but people were going to catch up with him eventually, so he just wanted to get his shot away, you know, get a strike on goal, and maybe somebody else could have got the tap in. But great work from Mosquera to give him an option from the position he's in. It's not, you know, he wasn't the most expected player to be in that position.
Yeah, absolute lung-busting run from the Colombian. And again, Wolves are crafting opportunities.
I think if you'd have had Chem Campbell in that position, I think he'd have just kept driving with not even any consideration about who is around him. Not that I'm saying he isn't aware, but I'm just saying he would have been driven to go get that goal. I think in that position, Condell was waiting, holding up, but by that point he'd let the defenders catch up with him and obviously get a challenge in on him. Yeah,
having got to the penalty spot, you use the run of Mosquera to give you that fraction of space, then have a go yourself.
Get your shot away, yeah, 100%.
Andrews into Ngapisi. Taylor. Mosquera stepping in, offside flag had gone up anyway. Wolves won't be allowed to play it from where they tried to take the free kick.
It's a great run, a great win as well from Harkin to set Condell away, wasn't it? That was superb work from him.
That's why I say he is a nuisance. In the derby at St Andrews earlier in the season, he got his opposite number sent off after just 10 minutes of the game for 2 challenges, both where the defender thought he had the ball and Harkin nicked in front of him and was brought down.
Sharp, isn't he? Sharp, tenacious, battles for everything. It's, you know, work ethic is totally there.
He's a clever footballing mind. Marquez for Mosquera. Marquez picking out Kundal. His control of this game at the moment is what is having it in Wolves' direction in terms of possession and control. Griffiths looking for Lembakisa. Still 1-1, despite Wolves pressing and all their possession.
I think we just got to keep pushing, keep grinding out, keep possession. A little bit of mixing up the play, you know, a couple of long balls, some sharp interchanges as well.
Wolves looking very much the Premier League elite side at the moment. Here's Kundal. Bueno. Hodges' pass was looking for Kundal and Taylor conceived behind.
Just a little bit much there, wasn't it? You can see Kundal getting a little bit frustrated. He's finding pockets of space. He's not always getting the ball, but he's always in the position, desperate to. He's just so keen to be on the ball, and you know it's fantastic to see. Obviously, he's a great player that's been involved with the first team squad for the majority of the season. So you know we know he's got the quality to be in this position and drive the game on.
Teixeira. Ngapisi. Ashworth's ball. Marquez's header. Mosquera back to Christian Marquez. And he saw the initial movement from Chem Campbell, but I don't think he'd fully committed to that run.
Yeah, it's a shame because what we have done a lot is look after the ball. It's rare you've seen Marquez give the ball away tonight.
Talk about footballing minds, Christian Marquez absolutely laps up every game he can take in.
His vision is fantastic, isn't it? And I mean, our equalizer has come pretty much from his vision, picking out Kundal in, you know, a brilliant long pass. So he's very much the Connor Cody role there.
Mosquera for Hodge. And Bakisa looking back towards Hodge, but he can't get his pass back right. Ends up fouling Fellows.
Just a couple of moments in the the last few minutes that Lembakisa has either given the ball away, given a foul away. Whether he's getting a little bit tired, I don't know, but just wanted him to open up and really be positive with his play again, like he was in the first half.
West Brom have done a better job of shutting down the Wolves wide players second period.
Yeah, there's definitely been a change, hasn't there? But it's inevitable, you know. I think we dominated that first period so much that I think there's going to be changes to their game plan to try and limit our opportunity.
Mosquera called for Sondergaard to come. Got there eventually. Hubner. Christian Marquez, like a deep lying quarterback. Always been talked of as the Connor Cody role. Marquez has excelled at it in the under-23s for a number of years. Hubner's ball, looking to Campbell. Sense of expectation. And he manages to find Kundal. Now Campbell again. Back from Bueno. He'd spotted the run of Lembakisa, well tracked though by Ashworth. Hodge, oh well then, looked like he'd won it fairly. The assistant referee decided to flag very late.
I was just going to say exactly that. It was such a late flag. I thought he was fine. I thought it was a little bit of a coming together, but Let's have a look. You can see it given, can't you? But it's, you know, there's not a great deal in it.
Yeah, not quite enough of shoulder to shoulder to get away with it.
Little nudge.
Past the hour mark then, and still 1-1. Albion perhaps the happier that they've managed to keep it level pegging. It was a little bit wild by Griffiths on Andrews. No malice in there.
I think this is the threat though, isn't it, for Albion? You can see they're sending their taller players forward. They've got some players with decent height in there, and it's any set pieces they get is a risk, and this is quite a high line that they're holding here.
Andrews with the delivery. Headed forwards by Taylor, but Sondergaard, he spelt it for a second, he was fouled. Mosquera didn't like the follow-up involved.
I think the three there, though, I think he came in pretty much unmarked.
Oh, now then, that was a bit wild. And Cundall didn't like that either from Ingram.
I'm not sure if he's moaning about the ball or the challenge, to be honest.
Might have been 6 of one, half a dozen the other. There's a few players just being told to calm themselves down.
I think there'll be frustrations, won't there now? Both teams want to get a handle on this game. Both teams want to drive on and get the next goal. You know, as the game goes further on in the second half, the next goal could, you know, be crucial to this game and the final result. It's managing that pressure, that expectation, you know, the nerves all at the same time as well.
It's a cup final, and it's a derby. It's always going to be tense. This is why we love football. Didn't get to have fans when the two met in the Premier League last season. What an occasion it could have been. So as soon as the opportunity was there for Wolves fans to make the short journey, tickets absolutely flew out.
I imagine they could have sold more as well. Yeah. I would have said, obviously they didn't sell on the gate, did they, tonight? I think the last sales went through at 4 o'clock this afternoon. It makes you wonder if it was open to, you know, who fancied it on the night. I think you'd have probably got double this.
I don't think the authorities would have allowed Wolves fans in general just to turn
to
up,
rock up
as they wished.
Is that no? Oh, that's a shame. Nah, it's great, isn't it? It's great to see fans back in stadiums and great to see such great support for the under-23s.
One for Fellows to chase, but Sondergaard making it look easy. Feels like Wolves need to up the tempo a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I think you'll start to get some tired legs as well as you go through. You've also got a big game, you know, coming up as well. So it's, you know, who's starting to think about that maybe in your mind. So just about getting back on the ball, having some more positive possession, trying to get in some decent positions. I mean, they're really keeping it nice and tight now. Albion, you know, they're not giving us many opportunities and as much space as they were in the first half.
Here's Hodge. Then Bakisa making the run ahead of him. Support from Harkin. Managed to thread it through the eye of a needle to get it to Cundall. And Bakisa. Mosquera. Do have to credit Albion for the defensive work they're putting in at the moment. Wolves having to be patient.
I mean, for Albion, I imagine this is their last game of the season, so, you know, they don't want to finish on a negative note. They're going to do everything that they can to win this game the same way as Wolves are, and, you know, it's these sort of positions, it's who concentrate, who takes the next opportunity, and really, really wants to win this cup final.
Marquez to Griffiths, and to Hubner. I think Taylor Perry might be being prepared here for Wolves. Just looking down below us, he's getting some final instructions. Hodge trying to steal it from Fellows, and it'll be a Wolves throw. Fourth official's board is being readied. Interesting to see who he comes on for, Taylor Perry.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where they go with this, whether there's any thoughts for, Sunday's game against Norwich, or whether they're thinking forward for the playoff game, who needs minutes, who they want to rest, or maybe they're looking for a slight change of formation.
There's Kundal. Maybe the instruction was for how long he could play tonight. Hodge looking to get Mbakisa in behind. It'll be a Wolves corner. Marquez, Bueno, now Campbell, teed up for Bueno. Oh, was the hand in there by Castro? Referee says no.
I think the referee was the wrong side and didn't see it, but it was it was 100% handball.
Marquez going to hit the diagonal, overhits it.
Feels a bit of a waste of a corner, doesn't it? I think when it ends up going into just open play, and
well,
just a bit of a waste.
Let's have a look at this. Just bring his arm into his body.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of movement there. I think not much in it. It's outside the area, but
it's West Brom who go to the bench first. Tom Fellows, replaced by Rico Richards. Offside flag against Farl. One of the easiest decisions the assistant referees had to make so far tonight. So last 20 minutes of the 90. Heading towards that stage where the next goal will prove oh so crucial. Limited time to come back. Mosquera steps in to win it. Griffiths with a foot in. Campbell away from two challenges. Chem Campbell driving forwards for Wolves. Rather ran into a couple of bodies when the support was the other side. And he's hurt himself in the process as well.
He could have done with the Mosquera run coming on his right hand side, couldn't he? There was no one to go to on this side, and the opportunity was there. I think Mbakisa was just a little bit late to the party there, supporting that one, but getting a little bit feisty in there, wasn't there? A few tackles flying in at that point. I think this is the point where you get the panic sets in, where people are starting to think, last 20 minutes or so, no one wants to lose it. Bit of nerves on the ball. Might be a few mistakes in there as well. You got to try and keep your heads. But Albion dived in, I think, across 3 different challenges.
It's been keenly contested, as we all imagined it would be. Who's going to make themselves a hero? Castro looking for Ingram. Across came Hubner. can maybe sense from the West Brom fans, just that feeling like Wolves are beginning to turn the screw again.
Yeah, I can. You definitely change. There's definitely a different feeling to this game now. It's a little bit more edgy.
Bueno made sure he got to that. Now Kundal, oh, just couldn't quite turn the way he wanted to. Had to stop his run at such speed, and that's a soft free kick.
I think the ball from Bueno there, it just didn't help him, did it? It wasn't into his path. It kind of stopped his flow, and then the move broke down. So a little bit unfortunate because we were in a good position there.
Taylor Perry, I can tell you, is stripped and waiting like a caged tiger down below us, desperate for his opportunity.
He's been fantastic, hasn't he, for the under-23s, Taylor Perry, so it would be great to see him get on the pitch and try and have an impact on the game.
Loose from Albion. He is wearing a different number to that which was listed on the team sheet. He and Meriton Shabani, I think, must have changed in the dressing room. Harkin's going to be offside. Actually, he was on the official team sheet. He was down as number 16. It's Albion's mistake of making the team sheet that they handed out to us. Taylor Perry on. Harvey Griffiths off.
I think Griffiths has been great all night. I think he's had a really good game in there. He's got a presence, great quality on the ball, but I think Taylor Perry brings something else as well, so I think he's tenacious and he'll be desperate to get on the ball and have an impact and get hold of this game.
Slightly different role for Joe Hodge, you would imagine now. Perry will be a little bit more advanced.
I think it shows that Wolves want to go and push on, and they want to win this game in 90.
Yeah, they've certainly got players on now who are comfortable on the ball in and around the penalty area. One of them, Chem Campbell's having to track back at the moment. Good foot in though by Hodge. Didn't give that up. So great tenacity. Now Campbell. Oh, see you later. Chem Campbell driving forwards, still running, needs support in the penalty area. Ngapisi there to clear.
So unlucky. I don't think anyone could keep up with him, could they? He'd got such a gap in there.
Perry winning it back. Yes. Attack versus defence almost. Lembakisa. Harkin, Lembakisa's going to carry on. Oh, rush of blood to the head.
Just rushed it a little bit, didn't he? A little bit of composure in that position because he was in a great place on the pitch. But you can just feel that edge. There's going to be tiredness now. It's feeling very open, last 15, and both teams want to go and win this game. There'll be little niggles along the way as well. But let's see what can happen. 15 minutes, we need to create some better opportunities. I don't think we've been as dominant this half as we were in the first.
Well, there's one team pushing on the front foot, isn't there? One team have been literally hanging on in there and hoping that they'll get a counter-attack at some point, maybe a set piece. Wolves' job defensively is not to give them that chance. Just to continue to tap away.
I mean, Albion fans haven't had a great deal to get excited about, really. They got a bit excited there when their player was on the ball and doing a few Maradonas, but really they haven't had masses of possession. They haven't been in quality areas. They haven't really been in our final third. But it's just irrelevant at this point because you've got 15 minutes left. It's a local derby. Anything could happen. Mistakes will sneak into the game.
Perry to Marquez. Wide for Campbell. Feel like he's going to have a big part to play.
I think Campbell's getting better as the game goes on. Actually, he's got more involved in probably the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Player for a big occasion. Time to prove it.
he's also somebody that defensively you just wouldn't want to defend against him. He's got pace, you know, he's physical. So hopefully the chances fall to him and we get him into a decent position.
Now then, Harkin, Campbell, suddenly gold shirts pouring forwards. Chem Campbell, oh, twisting and turning, caught in two minds.
Just trying to do a little bit too much, wasn't he? I mean, nearly. I think I just wanted to get his shot away, work the keeper. The keeper's not had much to do in this half at all. So let's get the keeper work. Maybe we might get a rebound off that worst case scenario.
Condell with the corner. Whipped in, will come as far as Hodge, looking for Perry. Awkward bounce. Did well, Taylor Perry. Lembakisa, oh, that's clever. Condell. Players are still forwards. Condell's ball in between Mosquera and Harkin. Hodge doing well.
It's unlucky, isn't it? It's good play, Lembakisa, to keep the ball going, and a good ball in from Condell. Just a bit unfortunate there, but it just feels a little bit more open now. I think there's going to be a few more chances in this last 10 minutes.
Perry. Asking a lot of Lee Harkin at this stage of the game. Getting to that stage where things start to feel a little bit more desperate. Who's going to throw caution to the wind and try and win it in normal time? Hubner under pressure. It'll be a West Brom corner. And this is where the threat will be.
They'll get really behind this as well, won't they? Like we've said before, they're a threat in terms of the height that they bring to the final third. So let's see what this delivery is like. Hopefully Wolves meet it first, and we can defend it as we have done everything else tonight so far.
It'll be an in-swinging delivery. Fall trying to get there, did so, but comfortable for Sondergaard. And he'll get a free kick.
It's a yellow card as well, isn't it? He's purposely stopped the play out from Sondergaard.
Yeah, Inga PC, the guilty man. And Jovan Malcolm about to be introduced. And it's Mo Farl who's coming off. No, fourth official got the border on. It's Kevin Castro.
Much confusion.
A lot of confusion because Jovan Malcolm had the wrong shirt on before he came on. Had to change it. Request of the fourth official.
The drums got going again in the last few minutes. We want could do with silencing that.
8.5 to play. Are we going to get a winner in 90 minutes? Marquez. Lembakisa. Harkin leaving it for Hodge. Campbell. Hubner. Good ball And Marquez, lovely flick by Campbell. Bueno, Campbell making the run inside of him. Hugo Bueno pulling it back, or Cundall left it. I think he thought Harkin was closer to him. Cundall winning it back. Hodge, Harkin. Now Lembakisa. Is there a moment of magic coming? Harkin. Dexter Lembakisa. Players calling for it. Oh, and I'm not sure he was going for goal, was he? It is going to be a goal kick. Ball had already gone behind before Ted Cannon caught it. Not quite got his crossing right tonight, Lembakisa.
No, I think he started the game brilliantly, but this half he hasn't kind of quite found his range yet. A couple of just maybe poor decisions in there as well. You know, when to cross, when to shoot. But you know, tiredness is going to be kicking in, and I think the last things that Wolves will want with the amount of games that they've had is to have another extra time.
Hubner allowed it to bounce, but gets it to Bueno. There are thousands of you watching us wherever you are around the world, all willing the old gold to find this winner. I think few could argue their players deserved.
It's difficult now because I think nobody wants to make a mistake that would lead to anything, so almost like the patience levels have gone up, but actually we're not pushing on as quickly as possibly we would like.
Bueno's made a long busting run. There's too much on it for Mosquera. Good foot in by Hodge again. He's had a really good game.
Yeah, he has. Breaking up the play, been fantastic.
Cundall. Campbell. Nice take, nice turn. Chem Campbell. Deflection on it. It's a Wolves corner.
It's good defending, wasn't it? But it was a great little turn, and you were kind of hoping he was going to get his shot away, but good defending from the Albion defender.
Campbell's corner. Takes it short to Cundall. Campbell to Perry. Now Hodge. Through to Chem Campbell. Oh, one touch too many. Needed to be delivered. All the players were still forwards from the back. Hodge to Lembakisa. Mosquera, Marquez. Wise, he goes home to Sondergaard. They are wonderful to watch, this under-23s team, but just sometimes they do overplay it a touch.
Yeah, you just want it to be a little bit more clinical, go into the final third a little bit quicker and make things happen. I think definitely this second half, we just haven't worked the keeper, and I think that's key to getting us the result.
Hodge, Harkin, back to Hodge, massive opportunity, oh, and he was trying to square it. Gets a corner. Sometimes they've just got to pull the trigger.
It's been a few times now, hasn't it? I think we've had two from Cundall, one in each half. We've had obviously that one, we've had Campbell that slowed it up. We've got to get a shot away. The keeper hasn't been worked, and you know, we need to create these opportunities, but get our shots away and work the keeper to get, you know, to try and get the goal we need.
Hodge, Perry, Bueno, looking for Campbell. Marquez is forwards. Here is Christian Marquez, pulled back. Luke Cundall trying to find some space. Now Campbell clipping it into the danger zone. Came off an Albion head. Hubner wants it to bounce behind. It has gone behind. Corner again.
I mean, I think they've taken a lot of the corners short, and I'm guessing that might be related to the height that Albion have got in there, and maybe they're trying to mix it up and change the angle a little bit, but maybe just a little bit of variety. I think the last two corners have almost been identical in how the ball has played out.
Joe Hodge this time taking it. Again it goes short to Perry. Perry's delivery comfortably cleared. And Bakisa will win the race, but it was short. Intercepted by Ingram. He's got enough speed, Lembakisa, to recover. Ngapisi's header, brought down by Teixeira. Mosquera's header. Picked up by Malcolm. No foul, is offside.
Feels like we're just panicking just a little bit now, doesn't it? But I think it's inevitable, isn't it, when you get to a game that, you know, it's a final, you get to the last few minutes, nobody wants to make that mistake. We just need one more opportunity to try and see this through.
Approaching the final 2 minutes. What a cup final it's been. Wolves have been dominant. They haven't got the goals that their players deserved. So many times the brilliant runs into the penalty area, not just pulled the trigger.
So many chances, but I bet on the stats it probably doesn't look that favourable in terms of actually shots on the goal, but dominating in terms of possession. But, you know, like we've said, unfortunately dominating doesn't mean anything. It's the final result that counts.
There was a very famous man that made the move from West Bromwich Albion to Wolverhampton Wanderers, who had quite a good record, and it was all from being told, hit it hard, hit it low. Condell looking for Bueno, lovely ball, Hugo Bueno in behind, Bueno's cross, took a deflection on it, it'll be a corner. Can they make one of these pay?
I think their number 3 was after a foul down, just literally in front of us here, but he bounced up so quickly.
Yellow card for the goalkeeper. Too much complaining. What a time to score this could be. Condell's delivery. Goalkeeper came, didn't quite get there. Albion just about get it clear. Lembakisa brings it down. Back to Sondergaard. All eyes on the 4th official for how long is going to be added on. Condell. Hodge. Crossfield ball looking for Lembakisa. Oh no. Well, I can't blame him this time.
Yeah, he's running a long way for it, but actually it was a great ball. He was a little bit unlucky enough to keep it in.
3 minutes being added on. The stage has been set for somebody to make themselves a hero. May only be an under-23s game, not first team. So there's a cup at stake. And on Derby Day, you will still live forever if you can ensure bragging rights. Cross back to Wolverhampton. Reception from Andrews. Flag goes up against Javan Malcolm.
I think our line's been excellent tonight. I think there's been quite a few times where they've found themselves in good positions, Albion, but actually our line is just perfect and we've caught them offside.
Marquez. Hodge, one of the players of the game so far. Having back to Sondergaard. Marquez into Condell. Perry. Now Hodge. Bueno down the line. Campbell's near there too. Condell making a run in the middle. Hodge still going. This is brilliant from Hodge. Still running. Slides it through to Lembakisa. Lembakisa! Oh, brilliant save.
Oh, so unlucky. What a save that is. Great play from Hodge again. Brilliant run.
Corner taken short. It's with Perry. Hodge. Harkin. Bueno moving it across from right to left. Marquez will try and play it back out towards Joe Hodge, who's still got it. Hodge's run. Everybody deep for Albion. Campbell, Hubner outside of him. Mosquera made a run towards the near post. It was whipped in towards there, but too close to Ted Can, who's kept his team in it in stoppage time.
Well, we did finally work the keeper, but you know, a brilliant save from him, but he had so much time and space. I think his first touch actually took him a little bit wider than he needed to, and you know, gave him the opportunity to cover the angle. But great play from Hodge. I think he's been fantastic all night, so composed on the ball. Great player to watch.
Could he have gone across goal? Across the keeper?
Yeah, possibly slid it into the bottom left corner, play it across, make the keeper save it and push it into somebody else's path.
And that's it. We're going to go to extra time. They can't be separated after 90 minutes. Wolves, the team in the ascendancy throughout most of it. But so many times they got into the penalty area, got into great positions, from brilliant runs forwards from Hodge, from Cundall, from Campbell. But they didn't pull the trigger, and eventually when they did right at the end, it was Lembakisa who was the man testing Ted Can.
Yeah, I think, you know, like we've said, we dominated throughout. I think second half Albion came a little bit back at us and the game became a bit edgier as it, you know, headed to the 90. But I think we've done brilliantly. The football on show has been fantastic, but just being clinical in front of goal and taking our opportunities and finding better solutions to, you know, get the ball in the back of the net. I think the keepers, you know, made a fantastic save at the end of the game, and I think Wolves have just got to really keep their heads now. The difficulty now going into extra time, tiredness will play its part, you know, the odd mistake here and there. Who's got the legs to see this game through and take the game to Albion? But it's going to be a great watch. In some respects it's been a good game, and you know, we're happy it continues for another half an hour, but equally I think it's frustrating that Wolves haven't seen it through in the 90, because I think they have been the team that's been on top for the game. Crucially,
Wolves made one fewer change than West Brom. And Meriton Shabani did have a word a couple of minutes ago. He was making his way back from a long-term injury. But what a player to have up your sleeve if needed.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be fantastic to see him get on, wouldn't it? I think I'm sure that the Wolves physio staff and the coaching team will really know who's got the minutes in them for today and who's the best solution for this moment. And I think Campbell was excellent in the second half. I think he took the game to them a little bit more, and Bueno again throughout. But so many players that it'd be really difficult to even pick. You know, the stronger players for Wolves, I think, across the board, I think they've played excellently. But like we've said, we just need to get that chance to see it through.
It's been wonderfully entertaining. Not always easy. It means a lot. This feels a long time ago now, when Albion got themselves in front.
And it's a bit of fortune, isn't it? They got them ahead, and aside from that, Sondergaard hasn't really made any saves or had any saves to make, and that bit's key, but it's irrelevant when you don't put the ball in the back of the net more than they do. So, you know, this takes us to extra time, and let's see what happens from here. But I think Wolves just need to keep doing what they're doing and, you know, back themselves to create opportunities and go and see this game through. Albion will see this as an opportunity, I would have thought, to take the game through to penalties and win it from there.
This was a wonderful cross by Hugo Bueno. Lee Harkin, 9th of the season. Fine goal scoring form. Players are heading back out. It's Albion, they're going to make another change. Alex Williams, 17-year-old, being prepared. Not ready just yet though. Putting his jacket back on.
think the use of subs in extra time is always quite interesting, isn't it? Making the decision of who's got a little bit more in them, who maybe needs to take a break, where you want a fresh pair of legs.
So here we go, another half an hour of it. Condell to Perry. Good driving run by Perry this time. He's going all the way through. Taylor Perry still. Was he bundled down? It's been given as a corner.
The ref was really close to that, wasn't he? But what a great run that is. Great play from Condell and Perry down this left-hand side, but a fantastic run. Just they opened up for him. It's a brilliant start to the extra time period.
Again, you're thinking, pull the trigger. Swing your foot at it.
Get your shot away. It's definitely that, isn't it? As soon as you get into the area, we've got to be thinking about working the keeper just that little bit earlier.
Corner taken short to Campbell. Clever footwork, he's overrun it.
It's a missed opportunity, isn't it, that when Albion are under pressure? You know, we've started really brightly. You want to work them again and put them, you know, keep the pressure up as much as we possibly can.
I get why they're doing it short, as you say. Albion have such a height differential. Just sometimes you're thinking, just they're not expecting it anymore, so now just put it in there.
Yeah, mix it up, isn't it? It's just a bit of variety, and you know, making sure that they don't know what's coming at them.
Marquez scored from a set piece against Albion in the league fixture that Wolves won 4-0 a couple of months ago. Mosquera's already got one goal for the under-23s this season, and he's looked hungry every time the ball's been there to fight for in the penalty area.
I think you've got to back your delivery as well, haven't you? I think, you know, our goal came from Harkin finding space in between two gigantic defenders, so, you know, it can happen, but mix it up and variety of delivery.
Ashworth with the long throw. His dad Dan used to be the director of football here. His younger brother is in the Wolves Academy. Long throw in. Mosquera won it. Not to Ashworth. Past Bueno, but not past Mosquera. Condell did well to put pressure on Hall. Marquez to Bueno. Who's still got another gear to go to? Who's got something left in the tank? It's been a long season.
I think that's key as well, isn't it? The volume of games that the under-23s have played, and given some can play under-18, some have played in the Youth Cup as well. So, you know, a hell of a lot of games played by players, but there's no doubt the desire from the Wolves players to you know, to go and get this goal. It's all over the pitch.
Mosquera back to Sondergaard. It's going to be awkward for Andreas Sondergaard. Did well. Ingram's heavy touch. Hodge gets the free kick.
I just started breathing after that back pass. I wasn't sure where Sondergaard was going with that. I thought if he backs up anymore, he's going to be in his own goal. But I think he's done well to win the free kick there, Hodge.
Hugely experienced Andreas Sondergaard was out on loan for the first half of the season, back in his native Denmark, and came back and went on loan to Hereford, but that meant that he was allowed to play in Premier League 2 fixtures.
Which is brilliant. It's a brilliant combination. He's been training with some quality keepers as well when he's back at Wolves, you know, which is brilliant. So for his development, I think Wolves have managed it brilliantly this year with players that have gone out on loan, players that have come back, players that have come play the under-23s. But there's never a question that these players want to play for the under-23s, and the desire and determination from them is great to see.
Perry's ball, and Bakisa couldn't quite get to it. Talk about the amount of games played. Dexter Lembakisa has had a phenomenal season to still be going at this stage of it. This is 29th under 23s appearance, and he's well into double figures for the under 18s as well. Now he's been blocked off.
I think that's the one thing that's, people don't talk about as much as they should, is how young these players are. Across the board, you're still looking at 18, 19-year-olds. They're a young group that have mixed it up between various competitions this season and done a fantastic job.
And yet, here comes some experience in the form of 23-year-old Meriton Shabani coming on for Lee Harkin.
I think Harkin's had a fantastic game. His work ethic has been fantastic to see, and obviously he's got his goal that equalised and took us to extra time ultimately. But I think he's just so tenacious and loads of quality on the ball as well.
Looks like Kundal will go through the middle, and Shabani will play from the right. He's making his way back from a second very serious injury. But he's hugely talented, Meriton Shabani. In the half a season really that he had at this level as Breno is fouled, he was a standout player.
There's been so much talk about Shabani, hasn't there? I think across the board, the excitement levels of what you hear about him. It'd be great to see how he plays just in this little spell. I'm sure he'll be desperate to get on the ball and show everyone what he can do.
Going for Bayern Munich, injured out on loan in Holland, VVV Venlo last season. There's a yellow card in there for Ingram.
I think he's given a free kick in there, hasn't he? Didn't quite see that one.
In fairness, there are gigantic pillars holding up the roof above us that are blocking somewhat of our view.
I'm ducking and diving to literally get the best vantage point here, but I think from the referee reaction that I could see, it was, he wasn't too happy with the challenge.
There's Marquez. Out to Campbell. Oh, unlucky. I see maybe a touch of tiredness in there for Chem Campbell.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's understandable, isn't it? I think you're going to see that it's going to get a little bit scrappy in there. The chances might be few and far between. It's a classic extra time.
Hubner's challenge with foul. Teixeira. Now Rico Richards up against Hubner. Well trapped by Shabani. Breno to Kundal, trying to get Wolves moving. Campbell to his left, Shabani to his right, and to switch it further right to Lembakisa. Lembakisa driving at Ashworth, and Ashworth comes off the better this time. Well read though by Perry. And now Hodge. Breno beating two, still going Hugo Breno, driving effort, brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Hugo Breno! A stunning goal in the Premier League Cup final at the Hawthorns! Finally, all Wolves good play has seen them get the lead. It could be so crucial.
What a goal that is. It's exactly what we said. We didn't need to work the keeper because he picked out the bottom corner perfectly. What a run. He's gone through a gap that I didn't even see in between two players, created an opportunity. He's been excellent all night, but that is just superb.
Well, he's waited all season. He's now struck 4 goals in his last 5 appearances.
He had so much to do as well. He's taken it through 2 players, like straight through the middle, a couple of step overs, and then picked his spot bottom corner. And you know, it's what we've been waiting all night for, and it's nothing less than they deserve.
The man nicknamed Kinder has delivered a real treat.
You've been lining that off. How many times have you said that over the last few games? Oh, that's a great one. Love that. You've had that script written, haven't you, Mikey?
Oh, whatever script Hugo Bruno is playing to, having scored one and made one in this game.
So you're going to link it to a Kinder surprise then? I thought we could keep going on this one, but apparently not. But yeah, fantastic. Brilliant play from Wolves, and you know, they need to keep it tight now. Go and get, you'd nearly say go and get another goal, but the game plan might change slightly at half-time.
Well, now West Brom have got to play differently than they have all night. The onus is on them to attack. Ingram, that's too heavy a touch.
That's perfect for us, isn't it? Just as we're in a position where they look like they might put us under a little bit of pressure, they pass it out of play. But yeah, I think Albion have got to change their way of playing now. They're going to have to be a little bit more direct, a little bit more positive in the game. But equally, I think it'll open up opportunities for us to drive on and go and expose them a little bit more.
Oh, to be in that away end, Claire Hakeman.
Oh, it's the dream. They're absolutely bouncing.
Sondergaard with the kick downfield. Won by Hall. Fowles header. Richards will be intercepted by Mosquera. Perry. Perry with the foot in again. Important Wolves don't allow this to just get a little bit wild.
Yeah, definitely. They've got to keep their heads up now. They've got to keep composed. Take the game to them. Let's frustrate Albion.
I've had a habit sometimes of recent times of conceding silly goals. Shabani, great run by Shabani, and still going. Now Lembakisa trying to pick out Campbell.
That was brilliant from Shabani. What a great swivel, great turn, played him behind, looks like powerful when he's running with the ball, creates an opportunity but then keeps his composure to keep us playing.
Wolves got through to this final having beaten Middlesbrough 3-2. In a commanding position and allowed Borough back into it late on. And a big win away at Norwich on the final game of the regular season. 2-2, that's come from 2 goals down against Stoke at home. 4-2 against Newcastle recently. And West Brom can throw caution to the wind.
Set pieces are their opportunity, aren't they, to get back into the game. I don't think Mosquera was too happy with the decision, but it is what it is. They need to defend it now and get first to that ball.
Everybody back to defend. Shabani and Kundal the most advanced in gold on the edge of the box. High hanging delivery, Taylor's header clipped the crossbar, but referee had already seen an infringement. It might be a touch generous, Claire Hakeman.
Yeah, I think possibly so. I mean, there was a bit of a battle going on at the far post, but the guy that won, him that won the ball, no, I don't think he did anything wrong at all. Equally, it went over anyway, Mikey, so we're all good. But we don't want to let them back in. I think that's the key now. When you go a goal in front, especially in extra time, people are going to get tired. It's about managing the game and seeing it through to win the cup.
Yeah, there's still a long way to go in extra time. Sondergaard to clear downfield. Taylor's header. Marquez across. Bueno for Campbell. Ball's gone out of play. Ingram's throw. Look on looking for Richards. Hubner. Wow, he got some height on that. I think it's gone over the stand.
That's a good way of managing the game. It's a unfortunate that they've got multiple.
Yeah, it's a good job they got extra balls. We'll be waiting 5 minutes for someone to go out the ground onto the Halfords lane to go and get that. Ashraf with a long throw. Mosquera trying to deal with it, away by Lembakisa. Back into the danger zone, really good powerful header by Justin Hubner, who landed awkwardly. Condal trying to keep hold of it, Perry with the foot in. 2 minutes of time being added on at the end of the first half of extra time. Shabani ran into danger. Richards. Foot in by Joe Hodge, who has been absolutely immense tonight.
Everything he's done has been quality, hasn't it? His composure on the ball, he's broken down the play, he's excellent, his positioning on the pitch. I've been so impressed with him tonight.
All the talk when the two of them arrived was really about Harvey Griffiths, and Hodge was injured. It took him a long time to get involved. It's only the 12th appearance of the season for him. But boy, is he good. Lembakisa will leave it. And the Albion player says a touch of cramp.
I think that won't be the first player going down with cramp in this extra time period.
You've been involved in these sorts of situations. How important is the image more than anything else? You know, you used to see, Italia 90, I think it was, Boy Robson used to say, stand up at this time. You know, don't be on the floor. So Alf Ramsey, England 66, don't be on the floor getting rubbed. Stand up. You're not tired. Believe you're not tired.
Yeah, totally. That isn't it? It's all psychology of the game, but I think you might see a few Wolves players doing that, but I think it'll be a bit of game management in there as much as tiredness.
He's now still looking threatening on the attack. Malcolm, an excellent foot in by Perry. Playing 2 minutes at the end of this half, nearly there. Condal to Lembakisa. So half time in extra time. Hugo Bueno's strike has finally separated the teams. 15 massive minutes to go.
Yeah, I think they'll want to get a bit of a chat with the players in here and talk about how they're going to see this through, and they know that Albion are going to come at them, because Albion are now going to be having the same opposite chat, which is, right, we've got to go and get that goal. They'll be desperate to go and get that goal. They're not going to sit back, they're not going to park the bus anymore, they're going to come for us. So it's about that concentration, doing the right things and seeing the game through and protecting our lead.
They're going to have a drink. I think we'll have a very quick drink. Don't go anywhere, folks. Second 15 coming shortly. Wonderful noise from that away end. The Wolves will play towards for the second half of extra time.
It would be great to get a goal in front of them, wouldn't it, Mikey? Goal on the break.
A goal to extend the lead would be lovely.
It'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? I mean, nobody likes the stress and pressure of penalties. I quite like watching them as a neutral, to be honest, but I think when you're involved and how hard and how much the boys have dominated tonight, they don't, you know, they don't deserve to take this game to penalties. We want to see it through in this period.
Oh, nearly a mistake. Allowed Campbell in. Hubner came off Rico Richards. Just keep your cool. Keep the concentration levels high.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any rush to take throw-ins. I think, you know, there'll be probably, you know, another substitution or so to come. So I think they'll be doing everything to see this game through and also break up the play to make sure Albion don't get any opportunities.
Ball's gone out of play. It's great to see so many of the under-23 squad who are not involved, who are here tonight, sat down below us. Palmy Adam Bjornsson, Jamie Partington, Joe O'Shaughnessy, Pascal Estrada, Connor Carty, Michael Agbula's here, Tyler Roberts is here. Great squad unity.
It's what you want to see, isn't it? You know, everyone would love to be involved, and I'm sure there's a few injuries in there as well, but you know, it's been part of that whole squad.
I imagine there's quite a few watching at home as well. Maybe even some of the first team. And Makisa couldn't keep it in.
I think the key thing as well is that the under-23s, in their last few games since probably the turn of the year, they've just got better and better as time's gone on, and you can see that in their performances and the confidence and the way that they play together.
Wolves throw. And this is doing a relatively good job of just taking the sting out of things. Don't allow Albion to get momentum. Frustrate them. Need to keep hold of the ball though. Richards. He's managed to find Javan Malcolm. Up against Mosquera. He was looking for foul. We've been to it by Bueno. Anywhere will do.
We've got to be careful letting them sneak back in and, you know, building a little bit, get the crowd, get behind them if they get one opportunity.
Ashworth with a long throw, trying to G up the crowd. Taylor's forward from the back. It's towards him, his flick on, hooked goalwards and in! Albion at back level. Mo Fowl, the man celebrating. This cup final is not done and dusted just yet. Always thought the drama wouldn't be done and dusted. And the situation with the set pieces, Taylor's flick on.
Oh, it's just so unfortunate, isn't it? I think he's got in front of Marquez and just managed to hook his foot round it to hook it into the corner of the net. You know, again, like we said, set pieces might be integral here today, and the long throws undone us there defensively. I think the mentality now is difficult for the boys because they've just started, got underway, thinking that all they need to do is manage it to see it through, but now they've got to go and get another goal again.
Well, the noise level's gone up a touch, and stewards are trying to control the Albion fans in the corner of the east stand, closest to where the Wolves supporters are.
Well, you know, these situations are difficult, aren't they? The crowd are going to be fully behind them now, and Wolves have got to not panic and go back to what they were doing previously and try and get another opportunity to score.
And it forwards by Taylor. Suddenly it's running for Albion. Teixeira's ball in, Marquez's header away. Bueno did well. Hodge clear. Condor brought it down. Lembakisa. A bit behind Perry. Comes to Shabani. Now Lembakisa again. Wolves have the numbers forwards. Lembakisa trying to force his way through, and in fairness, Ashworth did really well.
Yeah, it's a great piece of defending, isn't it? He's sitting through, he's tried to take him on, and you kind of wanted him to recycle it and kind of go out the other way. You haven't seen a lot of Campbell on the ball, probably, you know, since the later stage of the second half. I think it's difficult as the atmosphere cranks up to keep your composure, keep you calm, and you know we don't want the tide to turn. We want to, you know, want to stick with it and try and get the possession of the ball back.
Forwards by Can, headed by Lembakisa. Wolves do still have a sub up their sleeve should they wish, and Harry Birtwistle has just gone out to warm up. Click on by Farr. It'll be a Wolves throw.
Wolves fans are still behind as well, so it's, you know, it's great to hear both ends cheering, and it's a great atmosphere, and it has been throughout. But it's now who's going to manage this pressure and who's going to go and, you know, are they going to try and get a goal? What are we going to do? It's going to get edgier as it gets towards the final whistle.
Yeah, it's there for both teams.
It's a proper cup final, isn't it?
Mosquera into Condor. Hodge, Lembakisa trying to set it for Condor. Agapisi was back with him. And Javan Malcolm. This could be given as a Wolves throw. And Harry Birtwistle is being readied. Shabani for Hubner. Condor covered every blade of grass multiple times tonight. That's a Wolves throw again. And it's Lembakisa who will be replaced. Fresh legs in a key area, Claire Hageman.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's done you know, a hell of a lot of running down this side, Lembakisa, and I think he's, you know, he's tiring in some of his decision making as the game's gone on. I think he's just, you know, you can see he's absolutely shattered as he's coming off here. But Harry Birtwistle's a great little player, you know, another young man who's done a fantastic job this season, and it'd be great to see him get on the ball. He plays really positively, and you know, he loves to be in possession.
4 goals this season. Started off with a house on fire. He's played as more of a part of the front three as well in this campaign.
You just wonder now whether Albion are happy to see this through to penalties. I don't know, like the keeper's time wasting a little bit there.
Won by Marquez. Campbell back to Bueno. Do they have it within them?
There's a lot of players stretching. I'm literally just looking across the pitch and I'm seeing multiple players on both sides just having a little stretch. It's a tough ask, and it's been a physical and demanding game.
Shabani back to Bueno. Teixeira. Taylor, Albion captain, played a key role in that equaliser. Hands long kick. A little slip allows Bueno to nip in. Sondergaard downfield. Taylor having time. Ingram, poor touch. Campbell. He's been allowed to go. Now Perry. Numbers arriving. And Birtwistle trying to get on the end of it. It'll be a goal kick.
I don't know whether the opportunity was there for him to slide it to the edge of the box. I think Kundl had kind of pulled back to the edge of the box rather than putting it into the mix for somebody to head in. There's an opportunity there on the edge of the area. I think, you know, tiredness, decision making, there's going to be a few opportunities now. You can see another Albion player's just gone down, and I imagine this is going to be another cramped situation, so it's going to be a really disjointed finish to the game, and, you know, as the players across both teams are getting more tired.
Alex Williams. Wolves made their 3 subs. Albion now meant to make their 3rd. Perry forwards, Kundl fuming there, he wanted it played short. Mosquera's header, Kundl has time to bring it down. Marquez, Kundl, Shabani trying to hold his run. Meriton, Shabani, Perry just slipped to the key moment.
Oh, it's so unlucky, isn't it? It was great football to, you know, to get into that position. Just a little bit unfortunate at the end when Perry slipped, but I didn't know whether Shabani might take it on himself, a positive touch, and get a shot away. He had quite a bit of space in between there, he could have driven in.
Reece Hall going on. Don't know who you spotted. Kundl was just taken out there late, wasn't he, after he played the ball?
Yeah, definitely. He looks like he's struggling a little bit as well. I mean, he'll be desperate, you know, he will not be wanting to come off at all.
I imagine he'd be one of the penalty takers. Here's Shabani. Hopefully he won't get that far. Kundl saying, come on, I've played 117 minutes. Don't expect me to go chasing.
I think this keeper obviously backs his, you know, himself in penalties. The amount he's definitely keen to take this through.
Now Can is in no rush. Looking for Ashworth. Both players collided there, and they'll both need immediate treatment.
Commitment, desire, and, you know, all of that stuff, physicality, it's been immense, hasn't it, all night?
Yeah, it's been just a wonderful cup final. Wolves in the ascendancy for the majority of it, plenty of control, but they had to fight back from going behind early on. Lee Harkin's header got them level. And then it was a case of, could they finally craft an opportunity? Kept getting into great areas, maybe one pass too many on too many occasions, but eventually Hugo Bueno just hit one low, found the bottom corner in extra time. But West Brom came back again.
It's nothing you wouldn't expect from a Black Country derby, isn't it? You know, everything on the pitch, absolute battle. Lots of tackles flying in as well, but also lots of quality to see on the pitch, which has been awesome. I think Wolves have done a great job of the game, but I think, like we said, just being a bit more clinical in the chances that they've had when they've been in positive positions. You know, sometimes maybe a little bit of decision making, tiredness along the way. But I mean, there's lots of quality on show, and that's all we can really ask for.
One of the most flattering images of James Collins a moment ago. There's Campbell. What a time to win it this could be. Campbell. Use it for Bueno. It's not a bad cross. Just missed Shabani. Burt whistle. Mosquera. Hodge. Burt whistle. Kundl's made the run ahead of him. Burt whistle back to Mosquera. Shabani calling for it. Whistle. Shabani on the turn. Kundal, just a bit too heavy the touch. Wolves continue. Shabani, Campbell. Needed a shout there. Needed to know there's a player behind him. 2 minutes to be added on.
Campbell's just turned straight into him, hasn't he? There, it's a shame we couldn't have set it back to somebody.
Bueno. Shabani back to Bueno. Kundal allowed to turn. Campbell outside of him. Perry. Little back heel. Kundal. Bueno. Setting it for Shabani. His strike deflecting. It'll be a Wolves corner. And here comes the cavalry from the back.
Let's see what they do on this one, Mikey. It'd be interesting to see if I'm guessing they're going to go direct on this one.
Yeah, no one's anywhere near Taylor Perry. Put that ball in there. Somebody go and win it. Quite literally, win the ball, win the game. Perry's delivery. It's high, it's hanging. It'll come towards Hodge. Oh, wanted to take a touch and misread the bounce. Whistle forwards. Bueno's header. Whistle all the way back to Sondergaard. Is there time for one last attack before the lottery of penalties? Maybe it'll come for West Brom. It's Richards. Side down by Justin Hubner. Oh, goodness me. Teixeira getting involved when he didn't need to. Tempers flaring at the Hawthorns.
Wow, that was a pretty awful challenge in fairness from Hubner. It was cynical, and a lot more cynical than that.
What does the referee do? Hubner, and he's going to get a yellow card is out. Albion fans are baying for blood.
I think if it's only a yellow, he's really got away with that there.
A yellow card for Justin Hubner. And what about Teixeira? The officials are just going to have a little confer here. Is he going to let him off with a warning? As he is responsible really for that melee. And a yellow card. It's added to the drama. As Albion are going to try and steal it.
It's a hell of an opportunity for him from a great position, this.
Doesn't get any better, no matter how many times you see that Justin Hubner challenge. Taylor Perry is being called forwards and he'll get a yellow card as well. It's all going to come down to this. Deep into added time of extra time. Here we go, folks. Delivery into a dangerous area. Hubner's header. Hodge will get it clear. We are going to penalties.
think there's just maybe a slight kick out just to finish off. There's definitely been a bit more drama there in the last 5 minutes than there has been probably in the whole game.
Well, what a game. And the tension and the drama is not done yet. The lottery of penalties to decide it. Wolves will feel like they should have won it in 90 minutes. They had the lead in extra time. Now they have to lift themselves one final time. Keep their composure. All eyes will be on the goalkeepers, who will come out on top between Andreas Sondergaard and Ted Can. Can by far the busier during the 120 minutes. Sondergaard will feel very unfortunate to have conceded twice. Both goals he couldn't have done anything about.
Yeah, I think, like we've said, I don't think he's really made a save all night. Obviously his distribution's been excellent, but I don't think he's been forced into making many saves, which tells you the quality of, how well we've played tonight. But the ascendancy just feel like it's slightly with West Brom. The home crowd are obviously going to get behind them now, and because they've ended on a bit of a high getting their equalizer, it feels like it's swayed. But we know that penalties, is a lottery, and I think given performance from Wolves, I think Wolves deserve to, win the cup, but it means absolutely nothing, because actually, these things happen in football, and it doesn't matter how much you dominate, you've got to put your chances away, and unfortunately we didn't manage to do that in the time that we had. But penalties is a level, it's an opportunity for us to get back in. We're still very much in it.
Albion are trying to cheer up the crowd. Wolves have got all the players, even those who have been watching from the stands, all in a big huddle just out of your picture. Ted Can has gone down the Bromwich Road end, thinking that is where the penalty is going to be taken. West Brom players are intimating that is going to be the case. I don't think they'd have dared probably take them in front of the Wolves fans.
No, I was just going to say that. I think there's definitely being a slight advantage towards Wolves if we took them from the opposite end with the Wolves fans there behind that goal. But let's see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on keepers, or expectation on keepers to step up, but there's no doubt they'd have been practicing penalties in training, and I'm sure they'll have their running order and know who's taking which penalty.
So here we go. Gerson Mosquera leading the cheerleading efforts to the away end. And then leading the questions towards the officials as to why they can't be taken down the other end.
A little bit of a disagreement going on, I think, over what penalties. I think Marquez wants it taken at the opposite end. I think the referee, has he just decided?
They can't allow this to become a factor. I think Wolves might have won the toss. They're not going to get to choose ends. I think they had the choice of whether they go first or second.
It's always a long walk up, isn't it, in a penalty shootout? I always consider like that moment of how far it is for each player to walk up, and the pressure building. There's no fans behind the goal to wave and put them off, but still a hell of a lot of pressure on these young players.
It'll be Chem Campbell, I think, who's going to be first up for Wolves. Top scorer this season. Both benches lined up on the edge of the technical areas, arm in arm. A long old wait for Campbell as Ted Can plays the game.
There'll be a lot of that from both goalkeepers, won't there? Little tactics they've got to put them off, anything to add a little bit of pressure. So Chem Campbell against Ted Can.
First kick of the shootout. Campbell scores! Straight down the middle.
Great penalty. Great to get off to a good start as well.
It'll be Jamie Andrews. First up for West Brom. Andreas Sondergaard, his turn to try and delay things. Andrews v Sondergaard. Sends him the wrong way. Cool, calm penalty. It's 1-1 after one. Joe Hodge, second up for Wolves.
He's had a fantastic game as well, hasn't he, tonight?
One of these star performers. Joe Hodge, couple of steps to his left-hand side. Finds the bottom corner. Can guessed right. Was close to getting there. And that's a good penalty.
It's the composure he showed all night in everything that he's done. He's had that in his locker and really comfortable.
Javan Malcolm, number 2 for West Brom, a substitute. Sondergaard trying to make himself big. Oh, brilliant! Stunning save!
That's a fantastic save. He's almost at full length and tipped it from nowhere. His hands come out from nowhere. Brilliant save. I think it's his trailing hand as well. He's managed to get round and just hook it round that post. That was a fantastic save there.
Can Taylor Perry follow it up? To give Wolves a 2-goal lead. With Albion's third penalty to come. Taylor Perry hops to his left. Oh no, it's saved! Ted Can hits back for West Brom.
I think it was a nice height for the goalkeeper, wasn't it? It was just slightly off the floor. Just unfortunate they couldn't really take the opportunity there to get us, a goal in front in the penalty shootout.
Rico Richards to get Albion back on level terms. Sondergaard again trying to make himself big. Richards, oh, good save! Tried to go straight down the middle. Sondergaard won the battle of wits.
It's a brilliant save again, isn't it? I mean, it's pretty much, in fairness to him, it's pretty much at him. He's not had to move very far. But if he'd have given up his ground and dived to the right, it would have probably gone in. But that's both substitutes for Albion that have taken the last 2 penalties, and both of them have missed. So hopefully they send up the 3rd substitute for the next one.
Luke Cundall to put Wolves 3-1 up. Both sides have taken 3. Luke Cundall. Oh, somehow saved, and it loops over. Tried to go down the middle and Can desperately flicked out a boot.
Just didn't quite have enough power on it, did it? I think it's just unfortunate now for Sondergaard. He's made 2 saves and twice his teammates haven't been able to take advantage, but let's hope he goes for the hat-trick here.
Zach Ashworth with West Brom's 4th penalty. To get them back to 2-2. Ashworth left-footed. Sends Sondergaard the wrong way. It is 2-2 after 4 each.
It's a bit of added pressure now on Shabani. The last 2 have been missed by Wolves, and you know he's got to score to keep us in it.
A little bit of gamesmanship from Ashworth as Shabani walked past him. The oldest player involved tonight, Meriton Shabani. Oh no! Couldn't keep it down, and West Brom were on the verge. Three missed penalties in a row, and Mo Fall, the man whose goal took it to penalties, has the responsibility to win it for West Bromwich Albion. Sondergaard has already saved 2. Oh, how Wolves need him to make it a hat-trick. So much on one kick of the ball. Fall v Sondergaard. Brilliant save! Sondergaard keeps Wolves in it! And this game, this cup final, just will not end!
Absolutely immense from Sondergaard. I think he saved 3 penalties in a shootout, and we've not won it in the first 5 penalties. It's ridiculous. We need to go and take this opportunity now to, you know, go and make it happen. He's given us enough chances to stay in it, so let's go and see it through.
Justin Hubner could have been sent off in this game. Twice?
Yes, just twice.
Is it written for him to score the winning penalty? If he scores this, Wolves go in front and all the pressure will be on Albion to stay in it. Sudden death, penalty shootout in the Premier League Cup final at the Hawthorns. The whistles around from the home supporters. Long run up for Hubner. And scores! One of the calmest penalties we have seen so far in the shootout.
I think there was some pressure on that, wasn't there? The drums were going, the crowd were behind him, and he just rolled it nonchalantly into the bottom left corner, which is, you know, fantastic, well worked from him, and a hell of a lot of pressure on this lad now.
Audio Teixeira. Few would want to be in the position that he now finds himself in. Sondergaard. Can he save a 4th? No, he can't. Not this time. 3-3. We go to a 7th taker, and it's Gerson Mosquera.
Just going to keep going, this, isn't it? It's got a bit of everything. You get into the people that probably didn't want to take a penalty in the, you know, in the first 5, so you're whittling down, but he's an experienced professional, so they've got to be used to being in these kind of positions.
21 years of age, the Colombian. A stutter, super penalty. Pressure on Albion again. They're doing all they can, and it's the captain who will step forwards now for West Brom.
It's a great penalty, brilliant composure, and slots it away nicely.
If he wants to keep his team in with a chance of lifting this trophy, Caleb Taylor has to score. Andreas Sondergaard making himself big again. Taylor! Oh, that takes some guts.
It's Christian Marquez making the walk up.
"4-4 after 7 each. Christian Marquez. Oh no! Off the crossbar. Similar to Meriton Shabani's. And now Ethan Ingram can win it.
It was such a short run up, wasn't it? Just unfortunate, you know. You want to hit the target, don't you? But it's easy to say when you're under this kind of pressure with the crowd behind you as well. I think the Albion keeper's almost tried to wheel it away because he thought they'd won it there. So let's see if Sandergaard can do it for us.
Ethan Ingram wins it for West Bromwich Albion. Derby Day glory stays at the Hawthorns. The celebrations have started. There are some idiots on the pitch. Wolves, the better team through 90 minutes. In front in extra time, they couldn't hang on. It went to the lottery of a penalty shootout. Both sides missed plenty. Unfortunately, Wolves missed more. Well, these are not scenes that we wanted to see for many, many reasons.
I think fair play to our players that they're still going across to clap the crowd, and the fans, and the Wolves fans are quite, you know, rightly just giving the players the credit they deserve for the way that they've played tonight with little reaction to what's in front of them.
Albion fans now celebrating in front of the Wolves supporters who are trying to applaud their team. They'll have to pick themselves up and go again on Tuesday at Molineux in the Premier League 2 Division 2 playoff semi-final. But I'm afraid the stewards have lost control here. Albion fans are swarming onto the field. There are police coming out to protect the Wolves fans behind that goal. Sometimes, unfortunately, the better team doesn't win when it goes down to something like this. I think few could argue the Wolves were the better team, but crucially, they didn't take the chances when they presented themselves.
Yeah, totally. It's about being clinical, isn't it? And I think there's no doubt in my mind that the better team tonight was Wolves, but, you know, as we said all night, it doesn't work that way in cup finals, and the underdog can win, and I think that's what's happened tonight, and they saw it through with the penalty shootout. We had a couple of opportunities in the penalty shootout to take charge of it and see the game off, but we didn't take them again. So it wasn't our night, it wasn't meant to be, and, you know, sometimes this is what happens. This is why it's football and it's the game that we love. But I think the boys can be extremely proud of what they've done tonight. I think in the way that the manner that they've held themselves in terms of effort, determination and work rate, and also performance, and loads of quality on the ball as well. I think in terms of us looking at the future for Wolves Football Club, I think we've got so much talent within this club, and it'll be great to see people, some of those players, move into the first team squad next year and take their chances.
Yeah, they've carried themselves with a lot of class, not just in the way they played, but the way they've responded to this pitch invasion at the end.
100%. I'm literally seeing a few Albion fans are shaking hands with some of our boys, and they're just, you know, they're happily doing it and heading in the direction. They're disappointed, they're dejected, and you know, it's a shame, it's unfortunate, but these things happen in football and they'll bounce back. And actually, sometimes having negative moments like this can bring them on, and the desire will push it through that they won't want this to happen again on Tuesday.
Yeah, they were suffered extra time heartache in the playoffs last season. Now a penalty shootout heartache at the Hawthorns tonight. Use this experience. Make sure You win the game in regulation time when you are on top and having the better of it. Some really impressive performances. Joe Hodge, I thought, was magnificent tonight.
Yeah, I thought it was superb. I mean, I think it'd be, tricky to pick a player of the match for us, because actually that's how dominant we were and how great our performance was. But I thought Hodge was superb. I thought obviously Kundal found some great spaces, got into some great positions, and was unfortunate really just in that little bit of decision making and confidence to go and take it on himself on a couple of occasions. But I think they were excellent. I thought Christian Marquez was immense all night, and defensively we didn't look threatened at all really. But it means very little when you didn't win the cup, and I'm sure the players will be ultimately really disappointed with that.
Joe Hodge, very impressive. Luke Kundal had a good game. There were many fine performances. And when it came down to the penalties, Shem Campbell scored, Jamie Andrews replied for West Brom, Joe Hodge scored, Javan Malcolm missed, but then Taylor Perry missed, as did Rico Richards. Luke Kundal's penalty was saved. Zach Ashworth levelled things up. Meriton Shabani hit the crossbar. Mo Farl then missed when Albion could have won it with the final of the fifth penalty. Justin Hubner scored, and so did Teixeira. Mosquera scored, so did Taylor. Marquez then found almost the same part of the crossbar that Shabani did, and it was then left to Ethan Ingram to hit the winning penalty. Andreas Sondergaard, having saved 3, couldn't quite produce another miracle. And it will take some time for these fans to clear off the field of play to allow a trophy presentation to take place. I'm pleased to say all the Wolves players are safe down in front of us, many of them looking absolutely shell-shocked.
Sondergaard will be good for Cloney tonight. I think his contribution in that penalty shootout, bearing in mind he's had not a lot to do all night in terms of saves to make. A little bit unfortunate with both of the goals really. To then make 3 penalty saves and not be on the winning side, it's a tough one to take. He did his job, but that's the pressure of penalty shootouts, isn't it? And that's the lottery it becomes when you get to when you've seen through extra time, you've took the lead and not seen the game through. But like we say, they'll learn a lot from this, and I think there's loads of positives to take. And I think as a Wolves fan looking on, I'm really proud of the boys and the way that they performed tonight, and I think they're excellent, and I think they'll move on from here and go to even better things.
Well, once the fans are cleared off the pitch, the trophy presentation can take place, but unfortunately it will not be Wolverhampton Wanderers who will be lifting it. It finished West Brom 2, Wolves 2 after extra time, and West Bromwich Albion win it on penalty kicks. If you are still watching, waiting for the trophy presentation, I can tell you that they have had an issue in trying to build the stage. If anybody's good at Jenga, could you please make yourself known to the stewards? Chants from the crowd have been, shall we build the stage for you? Looks like they might have had a breakthrough. Let me tell you, this has not been a straightforward process. As you can see, even those building it are now starting to celebrate. I'll be hoping it won't take quite this long at either Manchester City or Liverpool in just over a week's time. Quite a few of the Wolves players have returned to the dressing room now. The away end all but empty. So the stage is nearly set. All the players have returned from the dressing room. Albion players going over to applaud their supporters. Probably about 20 Wolves fans who have stayed behind the goal. These will be hard moments. Sometimes they're the making of a player. The ability to fight back and triumph through adversity. Under-23s football is all about development. You develop a player tactically, technically, physically and mentally. Some will go on to represent this football club with great aplomb. Some hopefully will have careers elsewhere, if it's not to be at Wolves. And the lessons they learn in these years that they spend in the academy will last them a lifetime and hopefully lead them to a successful career. The Wolves way has never been about simply getting players into the first team. It's much bigger than that. even though there's been successes of recent years. Max Kilman, Morgan Gibbs-White, Luke Bundle now. The great successes are far and wide. That's of Elliot Watt, Cameron John, Niall Ennis, having careers away from Wolves. Pedro Gonçalves, another, who's gone on to great success in Portugal. The officials will step forwards. What a difficult job at times tonight. A more harsh referee might have sent Justin Hubner off in the first half and might have dealt differently with the melee at the end of extra time that Hubner was involved in as well. Christian Marquez to lead forwards his Wolves team. The memento of the occasion that may not mean a great deal to them in future years. Next Tuesday's semi-final was always bigger for this group of players. To use the hurt they feel now to make sure they're the ones celebrating, not just next Tuesday, but in the playoff final should they get there too. They wait for the moment. Callum Taylor waits to step forwards. West Bromwich Albion captain on the other side of that boarding. The Premier League Cup winners are West Bromwich Albion. Champagne flows to the Hawthorns. Thank you for your company tonight. We'll be back with you on Tuesday night. Match Day Live Extra on Sunday for the home game for the first team with Norwich as well. 45 minutes before kick-off. Lee Naylor and Andy Thompson alongside me for that. We'll see you all soon on Wolves TV.